Welcome. You're listening to the 27th Hour with Junior
and Dre Rocker.
Get ready, strap in, and hang on. Welcome to the club, bud. Okay, we're on the right track. So you good? You guys find the game? I don't know. Welcome back to the show. What up, Honu?
What up, man? Really, welcome back to the show. I love this, man. I'm glad to be here again.
Thanks
what
for
up,
coming, bro.
Thank you for having me, man.
It's been a second.
It's been a minute. We're progressing. I thought we were getting out of COVID, but we might be going back into COVID, so who knows what the COVID.
Whoa. Is that real?
Yeah. Well, they said this week's been really big. So,
really?
Yeah.
New
That's
strain.
why I say BC, before COVID, and, you know.
So what do you do? What should we do about that?
I don't know, man. Let's all just pretend the same thing and rolling with it. You know, that's what
we're doing anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get it twice, correct?
Well, I believe I had it twice, so I don't know, man. It could be.
Did you listen to the Rogan episode?
No.
Oh,
See, I love Rogan.
I'm not going to say a word then. There's a doctor, something, goofy last name. I can't. It's probably 4 episodes ago or so. Crushes this COVID thing.
So you can't get it twice?
crushes
Because I swear, like, I felt like I got it at Sundance, like 2000, you know, right when we went into it, and then I know I got it because I tested positive and it kicked the shit out of me the second time. So
He states 2 very clear things. One, the test is 97, I don't remember the exact number, 97 point something % inaccurate.
Okay.
Almost 100% inaccurate.
Well, that's good. I'm
and
glad.
it's 50-50 anyway.
Yeah.
But you got to listen to this episode, man. I can't remember his name. But anyway, and then the other is absolutely, without a doubt, 100%, you cannot get it twice. He said those words.
So we're gonna start.
Joe said, "My buddy got it twice." He just calmly took it down to it, just chopped him right down. You cannot get it twice.
Because I've only tested positive for it once, but I thought I had it twice. But if this is the case, we need to go back to the chickenpox parties our moms used to do when we were kids,
Just
where
get it.
Everybody get it once and get it out of the way.
Build immunity. He's talking like us. He's talking like a people. Masks are irrelevant. Masks do nothing for the thing. He says that very clearly. Hand sanitizer does this much, nothing for it. You got to hear this episode.
Man, I always laugh because
it's an airborne thing.
My wife works for an airline, and they're trying to have it where you have to have it so you can work there. But she works from home, so I think that's kind of silly. But either which way. But on the planes, man, to have it, it's such like a hardcore. You need to do this. But wait until we give you some chips and a drink here in a minute. And if it was such a big deal, they should like make it so this row gets chips and a drink, and then we have 2 rows that don't get it, and they have to keep their mask on. And then this row gets chips and a drink, and we rotate it through so we don't have that. If it's I don't know.
Right there. Yep, him.
Man, I'm gonna have to check.
That is the dopest. One of my most favoritist. McCullough. I can't remember how you say it. He is unfucking believable, man. You got to hear this
I'm
episode.
going to have to check it out.
I can't remember. It's 1570 something or other. That was the coolest episode I ever listened to.
Education's good,
it's
man.
A narrative. It's a very narrative thing, and there's 50 doctors in the country right now standing up and just hammering, coming back hard on what's happening.
That's cool.
They're ready to lose their practices and everything. They're
my big
speaking
thing,
out.
you can do that once you have a knowledge base. We didn't have a knowledge
And
base,
money.
and people were talking about like they knew this.
Because they're probably going to lose their jobs
Yeah.
for doing what they're doing. Because they're going against all. You got to hear this. Just go listen to it. Everybody listen to it. Whatever his last name is, they'll find it.
Dr. Peter McCullough is what that's what I'm going to go with.
It's like
Yeah, I would say that's right. It's episode 1747.
1747. That thing is hot, and it was you got to hear it.
That's awesome.
How is life, bro? Talk to me, Honu. How is it?
Life has been interesting.
It's Jingle Bells time up in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Christmas we talked because I didn't know when this was going to air, but your house looks awesome.
Thank you.
I'm glad to walk around. I learned about a thing in Puerto Rico. Just got back from Puerto Rico. They have a thing called 3 Kings. This is like an extra 13 days of the holidays.
Grande song.
Yeah, and it's
Well,
just
that's
about respecting the guys that came to meet the king, I guess, you know.
Damn.
And if that's another reason to party, I'm down. Like, let's go.
Why'd you go to Puerto Rico?
Because I can. My wife works for JetBlue. And so we fly for free. And Puerto Rico is always a great time. I've been there a bunch of times, and we get Airbnbs for a reasonable rate. We go to rainforest, we go cliff jumping, we go to Calabria. It's an awesome visit. And so if you, and once again, Puerto Rico is part of the United States, everybody. So if you hear this and you'd like to go, you do not need a passport. It is part of the United States. Everybody's always like, oh, I want to go, but I need a passport. No, Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
It's you.
Yeah. And like the U.S. Virgin Islands, they have the U.S. in there. So in case anybody's worried about
Puerto Rico, I guess.
Yeah, we go to Puerto Rico. It's a great time.
What about American Samoa?
America, but don't go to Western Samoa. But yes, most definitely.
That gets tricky right there.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
I know nothing about that. You guys got something going there. How about, so you come back home?
Yes.
It's probably the same temperature there all year. Like, I bet it's consistent.
It was 89 degrees, and then I came back home and went to my buddies at the cabin and worked tonight, and it was 7 degrees outside. So yeah,
and we had 18 feet of snow fall.
Everybody was like, "Hey man, there's lightning and snow," and I'm reading this all on my Facebook and whatnot, and I look outside and see a beautiful beach, and I'm like, where's this lightning and snow? Everybody needs to be here.
There's no snow up in here.
Yeah. But yeah, good times. It was
cool, man.
It was nice to get out of the transition a little bit and feel like we're getting back to norm, getting to do some shows again, getting to be whichever.
But now shit's coming back.
I think so. Like
disease shit. Like, is it gonna
well, I heard there's going to be bowl games missed for football, and I'm sports. I coach. So
you know what I think?
What
I think they're losing grip of us, and they're trying to scare us again. That's what I think.
Yeah, everybody get in line, right? Everybody
That's all
to do what they tell us.
You got to hear that episode, man. It's crazy insanity. Man. It's very easy to cure. It's very easy to make somebody better with, and we're not doing those procedures. It's unbelievable to listen. You got to hear it.
My thing
but
is,
I think it's an absolute scare tactic.
I believe that it probably is, but the thing that scares me is I have known and had people I do care about lose people they care about. And so that's the one thing where, like, I always want to go, like, look at them and go, look how stupid you guys are being. But then the one time when you hear somebody that you care about actually lost their fight, then you're like, so, like, every time I want to look at it and just kind of say whatever, I still try to have a little bit of reverence for the people that have gone through hardship because of it, I guess.
And I'm not saying it's not real.
No,
No. It's I had it. I almost died, bro.
Man, it kicked my ass so bad.
Definitely not saying anything there. I respect it but it's being handled the wrong way.
Yeah. It's turned into a weapon.
The government doesn't push what happens.
Yes.
The doctors do. So that's all I was going at. It's very real. It almost killed me.
So should we transition into Spider-Man movie spoilers? No, just kidding.
Sidestep.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Why are you here today, Honu?
Don't do that.
What did you have? I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
Oh, it's so great.
I'm super excited to see it.
I've heard it is pretty dope.
So I was so excited about it. And I'm one of those people that, like, if you say anything, I will kill you.
Are you a nerd?
Like Star Wars, Marvel movies. I don't want to know. And somebody was like, "Hey, man, but this one part," and I hate when I hear that because I know my world's about to be crushed right after. Oh yeah, and the whole movie, I just was like, "You shouldn't have told me. You shouldn't have told me." So yeah,
we got the a new Matrix drop today.
Yeah, HBO Max. I'm on my way.
See, we talked about that before. If you know the story, you don't want to. You want to go find a new story. That's how powerful forgetfulness.
Yeah. Everybody go get 5 concussions. It helps.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding. I'm not.
We're gonna. You can do that if you want to.
Do it a fun way.
I've had several. I'm just fine. I just go like this sometimes.
Yeah, I think that CTE is a little bit, a real thing. But I've also heard that little fungus helps fix that problem. So.
Yeah, there is a little fungi in the world that can handle it. It handles everything. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much the coolest.
Starts refixing the neural pathways. That's awesome.
Mycelium. It's incredible stuff. Did you watch that Netflix series on that? Fantastic fungi.
Hey, man, we need to be like in a message thread where
I've only seen like a couple of movies, bro. And when I died from COVID. Uh-huh. I just binged some shit, and that was one of them was Fantastic Fungi. Oh my God!
See, and I'm over here watching the Sesame Street documentary, which was a great time. But
absolutely, it took them, I believe, something like 13 years to make the movie. It's an unbelievable
that's awesome.
Walk through the mushroom world. It's a cool the visuals on it. Get a little stone and watch it.
I'm gonna have to find a babysitter.
I'm telling you right now, the visuals in this thing will trip you out, bro. It's beautiful. All the time lapse work they do and stuff. It is like this kind of stuff, and it's narrated beautifully. It's a really, really well done show. You got to see it.
That's awesome.
Fantastic Fungi. Check that shit out. All this kind of stuff.
See, these are things everybody should be turning in to listen to. Look at all this knowledge stuff you've been picking up, like in the first 10 minutes of this show.
That's what we do. We're
changing lives.
I'm not here to make things any better or worse. But I do anyway. I don't mean to.
Yeah.
It just fucking happens.
That's how it is.
Dude, I just found out that they have a dinosaur in an egg somewhere in China right now.
Alive or dead?
Bro,
or
where did
just
that
like,
come from?
like a fossil?
Yeah, fossil.
So confused right now. How did you go from there to that?
We was talking about knowledge. It's all the weed in the room.
Are you
Allegedly.
serious?
Yeah, man, I'll look it up.
What the fuck is going on? I guess you got to fly
new
there.
New day.
Start talking to us,
Okay.
Honu. How's your life been up into
Okay, so I think the
27th hour
last time
time?
we talked, we were talking about the cabin. We were talking about how we're going into doing shows again. And the one show I knew we could do, we did, which was Country Fan Fest. And Country Fan Fest we did in Tooele. It was an awesome time. I got to sing Happy Birthday to Neil McCoy, which he
he's
told
dope.
me to keep my job as a stage manager.
He's so isn't he really fucking tall?
He is, and he's I believe he's half Filipino, but I could be wrong on. But
Yeah, he's dark. He's got.
yeah, but he's done real well on not letting all the good old boys know that. But like he's such.
Is he super in shape? Like
he's
still?
he's super
He's a
in shape
gangster.
and just a nice, cool guy.
Yeah,
you know,
dude, he's dope.
He was walking around in a Country Fan Fest staff shirt, like you know, he could have been wearing
cool.
this, you know, whatever and that, and he was awesome. We had a huge storm there, which wind came in and it kind of hurt the last day. We had a couple artists that we didn't have get on stage, and Kip Moore was about not to get on stage, and he had a show in Denver, Colorado the next day, and he decides to come back after the show, and he's going to go and play an acoustic set on the B set of the stage, which me and my guys are out there and we're working, and he's like, I got a couple guitars, I can play a couple songs, but we got to get on the road. And I was like, well, my buddies are about to close out the show, and their gear's up there, and I'm pretty sure if I have a little conversation, we can make this happen, you know.
Swippity swappity.
And so Jaegertown, my buddies JT and Preston and Meter and all the great guys with them, they said, go ahead, use my stuff. And we had an awesome show, and then they played amazingly. I got to work with a kid named Carver Louis from Utah, which he's going out to Nashville. And Carver, when you watch somebody in this industry, I worked with Dua Lipa before anybody knew who she was, before she did the Saturday Night Live stuff. And when I saw her, I was like, this is like almost watching Gaga. Like, this girl had talent, and you knew she was about to blow up.
Yeah.
And when
That's
you
how
see Carver Lewis, this is how I
Same
feel
shit.
about this kid.
Like, this
yeah,
dude's a star.
and just a cool dude. And I want to put this in the podcast so it is official. Carver said when he blew up and became super famous, I get his Econoline van. So like, this is now on.
Is it nice?
Oh, it's like an 86 brown. It's still got the Lazy Boys in the back. It's so, but for a dad of 5, like I had
Perfect.
one, but when I saw him, I'm, man, that's a nice van. And his dad goes, why do these weirdos love your van? And I was like, we're going to be friends. I love this.
So he's a local. He's from Utah.
He's from Heber.
Is he how old? Is he a kid? Young kid?
He's a younger kid, but he's been doing stuff for a while. I think this was his 3rd Country Fan Fest. He's moving to Nashville in March.
Oh shit,
But
world!
This guy,
Look out!
Just covered in it, man. I love this kid.
What are we kind of like? I know he's himself. I get that for sure. But just the newer stuff. Is
So
he kind of
his
got an older
energy
groove?
reminded me most of Mark Miller from Sawyer
It's a
Brown.
way better way to say that. I like it.
His energy was Mark Miller, where he just ran across the stage. He
He's a
interacted with the
fucking
crowd, like
psychopath.
he grabbed people's hearts and just said, "Let's do this and
Yeah,
have a great
baby.
time." And that's why I love him, because I hear great singers and I see great musicians, but there's this once in a while you see that guy that just
All in, bro.
everybody's aura is just running, and he's just got a hold of it, and he's gonna just have it, make sure everybody has a good time.
Yeah, it's an immersed experience from everything, not just sound. Like going to Aaron Lewis with Stained at USANA. He comes out. We all know Aaron Lewis. I love him. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. Much respect to him, but he comes out on the stage, and the first thing he says, and Stained rips, man. Their fucking music's gnarly.
Yeah.
And live, it was the greatest, one of the greatest metal concerts I have ever seen. It was beautifully done, but it was so good. They way outdid who was next. They way outplayed Korn, I thought. But anyway,
Well,
right when he come out, he says, in true Aaron Lewis style, I'm too fucking old to move around. I ain't jumping around on the stage no more. I'm going to stand right here and play you some fucking music. Like, he never moved, right? So his music's beautiful, but when they get out and they're running, they're interacting, and they're in the crowd. Like, Uzi was in the crowd the whole, like, that shit hypes people, man. But they still crushed it. If he could pull the little bit of dickheadiness out, that's one of the most talented humans in the world right there, in my opinion, if you really dig into it. To make that crossover, that dude he's unbelievable.
I've seen where you get the transition where they lose some of the good old boy.
Yeah.
I don't think Carver has that. I think Carver is going to be one of those guys.
Good, man.
I hope Carver is a Neil McCoy, like at his age, where you're still happy to see him. You're still happy, he's still walking around wearing a staff shirt or, whatever it is, that kind of thing.
I like that.
Yeah, I really like that. Country Fan Fest was not an awesome thing. They have a mechanical bull out there. And
how'd you do?
I'm not that guy. I'm a big guy. But my 3-year-old kicks butt at mechanical bull riding.
Seriously?
And
we got a bull rider up in here?
I don't know what it is, but like he comes out and he's got curly hair and he's with his little Stetson hat and he's just whooping up to the ladies.
Neil McCoying it out.
And we'll come back to this part of the story a little bit later.
Copy.
But this is a little foreshadowing of what is my kid doing and how is he so good at this? Okay, so I'm going to come back to that later in the story. So put that in there. When we come full circle, you go, oh, there's that part of that story.
God
there
damn it, Honu. You got this laid out?
Nah, just a little bit.
You're stud, bro.
Okay. So after we do Country Fan Fest,
okay,
I get to do the Hive Festival.
That's the summertime.
Yes. The Hive Festival was awesome. That was Post Malone. I met an artist who I wasn't too, I don't want to say impressed. I wasn't too keen on too many of the artists on that Post Malone show, but there was a guy, and I the whole day I'm sitting there watching the set list, and we're kind of falling behind, and I'm not in charge of stage managing, and I'm sitting there going, when you only have 5 minutes on changeover on these hip hops and the DJ shows, you have to if you're not on time and you have a set curfew, if you're messing up, you lose a bigger and bigger artist later on in the day, so you've got to make sure you stay on top of it.
Right.
So I'm getting through and I'm trying to ask the guys, I'm like, hey man, is there a chance you want to go on a little bit early? Is there a song you can cut? I'm trying to steal back some minutes for this other stage manager, even though it's not my stage, just because I'm getting anxiety just watching what's going down. And this one guy goes, yeah, dude, I'll do that. And he was really cool, but I couldn't figure out his name. It was BBNO $. And I was like, who is this kid? And he goes out on stage, has a lot of energy, a lot of fun. And my kids are all, that's Baby No Money. And I was like, I'm like, that's
symbols are in the name. Now we don't know what to say.
No Money. Like I was like,
Prince did this a long time ago. Well, he went straight symbol though.
But he had a song called Edamame, and he went out on those little shoes that the kids wear with the roller skates in, sliding across. Man, I was like, this guy. Yeah, it was a great time. It was a good time. I was impressed by Mr. No Money.
Did you have yours on? They're called Heelys, Honu.
I am a working professional that lifts stuff and takes care of people. No Heelys.
Honu, pick things up, put things down.
Yeah, put it in the truck.
No roll on Honu. No agility.
Yeah. Well, used to, but not anymore, man. I'm putting on the pounds. But one other cool thing that was about that show, I got to work with Jake from X96, who I love, and I get to work with Tim, and I get to work with
You got this motherfucker dying.
But
he's fucking twisted.
We get to work on the SL Stage Line 750. Now, if you know anything, and you might respect this a little bit from your, climbing up poles and everything, this is the biggest stage that has ever been built in Utah history. This is so much bigger. This is the biggest mobile stage that has ever been built here.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like a transformer on transformer. Optimus Prime, 7 of them come together. They open up. It just... Man,
dope.
and Post Malone's got a big, huge fire going across the stage, and it was to work on some of the big stuff was is fun to do.
Yeah.
So I get done with Post Malone, and we go into Garth Brooks at University of Utah.
Yo,
beautiful stage once again.
I heard he crushed
amazing
that
show.
Fucking show.
Yeah, and working with Garth is something that's on the list of even though I wasn't when I started this didn't know I was going to have a Dolly Parton, Garth Brooks, Weird Al Yankovic and random list. He's on it, man, and getting to do something like that was really, really neat. And so I get done with Garth Brooks, and we have first of all, Garth Brooks, there's 170 people that we have working together to build this thing. We had to put in the floor. We had to put in the stage.
That everything. Was for Garth?
For Garth. And there's 500 shifts. And these guys all pull it off coming out of COVID. Damn. And the heat, I don't know. A lot of the guys that were in the industry before COVID didn't all come back. So the thing is, when you're filling these calls, you have like 80 guys you're pretty sure of. You have 10 guys there you didn't want to have there, but you needed to have them there because you couldn't find. And then you have this mix of greenies. And the greenies are like, the guys, are you going to find out, is this going to be something he does again? Are we going to call this person again? Is it a girlfriend with her boyfriend and she broke a nail and he's mad the guys are flirting with? Whatever's going to show up, we're starting to work them through. And I'm like, we're getting back. And I'm seeing some of the old rust shake off, because there was a lot of us right before COVID happened that you could just tell that, like, they were burnt, man. Like, it was like maybe, and I think it gave a lot of those guys a second life. Coming back in going, you know what, I really did miss, loading trucks at 3 a.m. or being with the boys and bullshitting, or being under the stage in a hammock, just waiting for a band to be done. And so we're starting to come out of that, right? And we're getting some momentum, and that was like really a great.
Cade worked that show as well, and he said it was in the middle of the night. It was so hot. They couldn't. People, like, you'd die. He's like, they're working us all night long. We can't work in that heat. So
and
they crushed it though.
Do you know how cool this is? Like, let alone that. Like, doing this show, we had Danny Bateman. If anybody has listened to that episode,
shout out Danny Bateman.
Yeah, and me and Danny come on the show. And now we had Kate at Country Fan Fest and doing Garth Brooks, and I think he was at Post Malone too.
Yep,
like just getting to get that side of it.
Dude, he loves it.
Yeah, it's just a fun time.
He loves to be out there.
And if anybody's listening to this that thinks this might be fun, get a hold of me, because like we have times where we need extra people, and like you can make some good money. Riggers right now are making upwards over $40 an hour.
Holy hell!
And we're training people, and that was one of my big things. Is I wanted to get that new class of people. Now riggers, you do have to climb up high in the ceiling and put ropes down. There are people that are on the ground, but there's great rates going around for a lot of guys that weren't getting great rates at all, for a lot of this. So like, if this ever something you wanted to see behind the scenes and you think this might be something fun, definitely reach out.
How consistent is something like that? I mean, I understand it's up and down for sure, but
so
is it fairly something somebody?
It's consistent in the way that it's not consistent. Okay. You'll have your hot times of the year. You know that. Guess what? When Sundance comes, there's going to be Sundance work. When we get into fall and spring, there's good works. There's your outdoor festivals in the summer. But really, the second week of November till Valentine's ish, people stop going to shows. They've got Christmas to buy for. They party too hard on New Year's Eve. So that part you have to kind of plan for. So even if you do get into this, realize that right when it comes to that time of the year where you're going to spend a whole lot of money, you're not going to make a whole lot.
So they're kind of more on call then. Mm-hmm. It kind of
So there was a year I did 271.
Yeah,
it's 271 shows in 1 year.
Damn.
There are times where you can
rock and roll.
Yeah. But there are times where you can be like where you're getting 5-6 when you're first starting a month.
Gotcha.
So if you have to serve on the side or do something on the side and while you're getting into this.
So the trick is to get in the loop and just ride that wave, man. And see if that's something you're into.
If they're short one day and you get a chance to jump in and you weren't working, here's your shot.
Done.
And then once you've got in a little bit, maybe learn how to do lights or sound or something, so you have a specialty. So when somebody needs that, you can move up, and then all of a sudden you're a lighting tech and you're making a lot better money, but you can still come out and make $200 in a day being this guy that's helped pushing boxes and setting up lights. It's doable.
So we'll shout out everything in the end, how everybody can get a hold of you.
So right after this, I'm kind of getting some momentum. We feel so many people at Garth. My buddy Kenny does Metallica and Louder Than Life. Did you hear about this festival?
No.
Metallica played a couple days. It was like everybody possibly in Kentucky, and then they did one in California and one in Florida. And then he went over to. But my buddy Kenny's doing this stuff with Metallica, and he calls me and says, "Hey, there's this thing called Gold Rush in Arizona. You want to go take a shot at it for me? I need somebody to stage manage." And I was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's go. And I went down and I got to work with Chad and I got to work with Brett and I got to work some of the greatest dudes in the industry, man. These guys are professional. And I got to work on Coachella's stage, the one with the arch that they used in, what's the Lady Gaga, Star is Born, the stage that they use where they sing and she comes out. That stage, I got to work on that for a while, and that was really good. So I'm like, man, I got Post Malone, I got Garth Brooks,
everything's hot.
Just rolling.
Everything's hot.
And we're coming up on Kane Brown and a couple other shows at Vivint, and there's a couple staffing agency, and I've always kind of prided myself in being the pirate. I wasn't anybody's bitch, and I always made sure my guys had work. Now, there's sometimes I got a little bit for helping staff a call of 80 people, but there's sometimes I wouldn't get a penny, but I knew homie got work that week, and so he got taken care of. So this is all going, and right then, I get a company gets a hold of me and says, "Hey, we'd like to make you an offer on coming in." And I'm like, man, I really don't want to do this. I'm working with my buddies from Upstage, who was Danny Bateman and Jordan and Chris, and I love and respect those guys so much. My family was going through a little bit of health complications, and they were the first guys I told. Like before I told my family, and they really cared. And I love those guys for things like that. And it's not just for a guy like me that's, a stage manager and a guy everybody down the roster. Those guys are great guys.
Yeah, you guys like family out there.
And so the competition says, hey, man, you want this pretty coin? And I was at the cabin, and last time we talked about the cabin, I'm working with Junior, and I'm working with my guys.
It's a cool place, by the way.
I love the cabin.
Beautiful place.
I love the cabin. And they're offering me good money, but the cabin, I'm trying to figure out this marketing job and do a good job on it, and it's not really my niche, but I think we're finding ways to do it. And it's about to be cold again, and all this stuff, and I'm having health complications at home, so I'm sitting. Maybe it's my time. I go ahead and take the money. And
you're working 3 fucking jobs?
Well, I work many different places, but I have
anyway.
I have my course. So the first thing I do before I take this job is I call the guys at Upstage, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, and I don't want to burn any bridges with you guys because I love you. Yeah. And the first thing they said, dude, go do it. Go do it. That's cool. If it doesn't work out in a year from now, we're still going to be here for you. Go do it.
That's the way it should be.
And the thing is with having Danny and Jordan, those guys over there, it was one of those things that there was a rift between the two companies for a while. And this was a way to kind of mend that rift. We're not going to have the bidding wars on, this guy's paying $22 an hour and this guy's paying 23, and now who's going to really have that guy show up for their, Yeah. I wanted to squash all that. I wanted everybody to go, guess what? Like it's me and Bateman, and we're boys,
That's cool. And they glided through it like that. You'll always want more of it then.
Yeah, and he offered me but it took me a 2-week process. He was offering me which rage, and it came down to, I'm going to offer you 2% in profit sharing of the company. And in 5 years from now, I'm going to be able to say, I'm going to walk away and I'm going to give you a chance to buy this place. And you own this region. And so I was like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. And so I do this. And we go into the show. We just got done with Dan and Shay, Kane Brown. We go into Michael Bublé. And it's Halloween.
Who?
Michael Bublé.
Oh, yeah. Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah, that guy. And that night is Utah Halloween. It was the 30th, which was the Saturday, but everybody's going, and we can't fill a full crew. There's no way.
Everybody's trick or treating.
Yeah, man. Everybody was busy doing stuff with their families. Yeah. There was COVID protocols. There's right now they were even trying to have it where one day we had the offsite test before we came in. There was different rules on COVID things. A lot of these shows that we were doing. And I'm just trying to get people to do this. And they're like, dude, how am I supposed to take my kid? So we're a little short, but we're killing it. Like we're in the middle of loadout and everything's going great, but they're short. And one of the companies we work for is Cornerstone. And Cornerstone is a great company. They're really respectful guys, but they're really meticulous on how things were done. And they wanted a certain number of people there. So we're there. We're 6 short. It's an hour away from being done, and they're pressing me on these 6 people. So I put a message out on one of the massive, media boards saying, is there anybody that's willing to come down? You're going to get a 4-hour mini. It's going to take you an hour and a half. Come on down. So some people come, and these 3 people that come are not people I've ever vetted before. They're not anything. And they get there, and I'm not saying they are currently on drugs, but it might have looked like they've dabbled in their lifetime. They looked a little rough, right? And so they're there, and I'm like, it's an hour left to go. This guy doesn't even have shoes on. Are you wanting the 3 people, or do you want me to send them home? And they said, we're 6 short. So what do you think I do? I kick off my shoes and give them my shoes so he can finish and not wear sandals and work that night. Damn. I hear about those 3 people that came in late like they were my best friends forever. After this point, and they don't think about the 80 other people that we've brought in and made everything great.
They're 6 short.
They're 6 short. We're running ahead of schedule. There's no reason. It's a holiday. Everybody in the world knows there's a work shortage out there. Everybody in the world knows it's hard to find people that serve you a drink or.
They're going to stop the show because of this.
Well, it's not stop the show. It's just the load out. It's just getting people out. Getting all the gear out, and they're just like, we need to have this many people, and I'm like, do we? And. Okay, if we do, here's the 3 that showed up. Are you sure you want them?
You want more of this?
And then it was like the albatross stuck around my neck. And I was like,
I'm glad you figured that out, sir.
Yeah, thanks very, very much. So that was one of the big, huge things, and that kind of caused all this. But I hear about right before this happens, there's a guy that worked with us named John Morris, and I really respect the guy. And he had the same problem with Cornerstone. They didn't really like him because he was a worker, and she wanted somebody more corporate, and there was a numbers issue, and he just said, to hell with this, and walked off the job. So I don't know what all happened there, but to watch when we're coming out of it and we think we're kicking butt, to have one night that's just off, like Halloween, kind of throw everything off, was just weird. But so this show ends up, and we're done with it. The next week, we have Bocelli coming in, right?
Oh, boy.
And so Bocelli comes in, and I'm like, well, I'm tired of hearing about these 3 people that showed up. And if these 3 people listen to the show, just so you guys know, I took your back.
You're still 6 short.
This was the 6 short, and that show. But that they were like, we didn't fill the full call, and the 3 people you brought at the end were this and that. And I'm like, guess what? We still got them out. The tour wasn't mad. Like, stop your, like, this is doing shows. But I get some people are very particular about how and what and whichever. But on a show, it's a holiday, like, have a little bit of, so my goal is on the next show, knock it out the box. 65 more. Yeah. Well, so my brother leaves his job as a fencing guy who's been there forever. He goes, I'm going to become a rigger, and I'm going to start working for you. My cousin comes in. I'm bringing everybody I possibly can, because a lot of these people wouldn't work for this company. They wouldn't even deal with anything with them before. But now that I'm in it, they're like, let's go.
That's it.
And so we start bringing in more and more people.
Culture back.
And the Bocelli call is amazing. The tour gets out faster than they've ever done before. Everybody's just high-fiving, telling how they are. Well, the guy that owns the company, and let's go ahead and put his name out there real quick, Big Finn and Big Finn International, okay, Mike Fincello, or however he says his name, he named the company after himself, and International, they're in, I think, 3 cities, and but Mike is doing Larger Than Life. Now, Larger Than Life is coming right after that whole Astro World conference. The whole Travis Scott, 9 people died. All this stuff is coming out.
It was fucking horrible.
And he's nervous. And he's got a stage manager that's kind of new in it too. And right now it's right where I'm starting to say, hey, let's build this culture where I was talking about, hey, people, if you want this job, I'm willing to train new people. I'm willing to train riggers. I'm willing to let's get this new influx of people and just rock it. And we just killed the last show. And his main guy out there, his name's Jerome, and him tell me it's a shit show out there. They're short on guys. They're this and that. And he goes, can you get me 32 guys? And I said, damn Skippy. We're supposed to do Disney on Ice. We can't do it because the union has the contract. And so the union guys have to come in because it's Disney, and you don't want to fight that whole battle and all that. So all my guys are sitting around. So people start calling babysitters. They start calling dog sitters. They start doing all this stuff to fill the 32 people to get down to.
Because you call them.
Yeah, because I start calling them. And I would have not called one of these souls if you don't tell me, hey, I need 32 people.
Right.
So when you tell me, hey, I need 32 people, or I need 20 people, I'm on it.
That's a lot of work.
And the thing is, I'm on salary at this time, right? And for me, if I'm on salary and you're paying me X amount of dollars, and you have a guy that's a rookie somewhere else, and I'm doing nothing at home, you better get your ass down here and help us out and teach the rookie something and make yourself useful, because I'm not just paying you for nothing. And so we get all these people, and they send the first group of people down there, which I have no clue who they picked, why they picked, and where they were going. They send the first people down there. Well, those people get down there, and they can't get in their room. They have to sleep in their car. There was an assault between 2 people. I'm wondering why they sent these people, but it's a shit show. And I continuously ask this guy for 5 days. I say, sir, all I need you to know is how many guys do we need each day? What time do they need to be there, and where they're going to sleep?
I got the rest.
We done this before. This is not our first rodeo. And I get nothing. And I'm sitting here going, this is Bush League bullshit, bro.
32 people.
I've got people. You just asked me for people, and they're saying when and where am I going?
How long was it?
5-6 days. Where the event is happening that weekend. We're 10 days out, and I'm thinking on the Monday and Tuesday we better have people down there rolling. We're getting to Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm like, you said 32 people, and I have all these people that aren't even taking gigs here, so they're waiting on giving up work here because they're going down there. And at first he was only going to offer him $22 an hour. Like if you work an 8-hour shift in another city and you're not making $200, for that day.
Well, he called you in a pinch. It was a pinch thing too.
And I said, dude, give me at least $25 an hour. Let me tell them they're going to make $200.
Take care of these fellas.
You tell me you're giving me $200 in a room in Vegas and you can, like maybe see a show you want to see or go have some fun. You can talk me into that. But if I'm giving you $182 and then you're going to take taxes out and it's really like, I'm going to start to go, and I have to pay a babysitter or whichever. Like the math starts, where you just won't do it.
And it sounds like it was a travel as well.
To get to it. Travel to get there. And that was one other thing is all this stuff's going. And I'm thinking, hey, money's coming in, guys.
Yeah,
Guess
baby.
what? I get on the government auctions and I start putting bids in police chargers, right? Like the cruiser truck. And don't everybody start doing this because if you start bidding against me, I'm going to be pissed. But you can get vans and all this cool stuff out there. So I'm bidding, thinking, hey, guess what? I got a good paying job now. I'm going to be able to buy all this shit. I'm going to be able to get my crews back and forth. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to buy all this stuff.
You're being a manager, bro.
So this weekend happens and I have the 5 days of not telling me whatever. And guess what? Payday comes. And payday doesn't come for everybody. Right? Now, we work in an industry that some days you get paid 30 days after. But you usually get the heads up when you get this saying, hey, it's going to be 30 days, out on pay. But they told everybody you're going to get paid on Friday. Well, a lot of these guys didn't get paid on Friday, and some people did get paid on Friday. So there's all this kind of murmuring of what's going on. And I have the 32 people in limbo. And I get an email saying, you nag me like my ex-wife. And I was like, what? What's up, man? Like, and I guess he's getting his ass ridden the whole time he's down there because he's short on guys and things aren't going great and all that stuff. And then when he opens up his computer, he sees Honu going, dude, what about these guys? Where are we going?
Yeah, you're lying.
And since I'm the underling, I'm the guy you bitch at. Well, you don't try to alpha me, dude. Like, that's not going to happen. And so, like, I'm sitting here going, what's going on? And
you know your craft. You know it so well.
And the reason I'm good at it, I think.
You've been doing it for fucking ever.
But it's not just me. I have so many great people that I do it with.
But you're a beast. You're a good leader.
And so it gets down to this. And he goes, you know what? I don't work for you. You work for me. And I write him back and I said, no, man, we work together. If you don't realize that that's what goes on every time this happens, that it's not just you standing there with a piece of paper yelling out people's names and just pointing them in a direction, then going sitting back at your desk. You think that's all your job is, you're mistaken. It's about building rapport with these people. And it was that was the thing I loved about Upstage. It's because we knew we had each other's back. We knew we loved them. And I'm like, this is bad, man. This is Bush League. And he just said, you know what? This isn't going to work out. So I'm sitting here going, I'm going to give you some time to think about what you're doing. Like, you got a
lot of people chilling here.
Because first of all, I still haven't been paid. I'm not going to bitch too much because I'm really hoping my 5 weeks of paycheck shows up at any moment. I haven't been paid. And this stuff goes down, and I don't want to say anything that risks any of my people getting paid. I really want this situation to work out right. Yeah. I really think that this is going to work out okay. So I say, man, take your time and think about what you're doing. First of all, because we're in Small Lake City. And there's only like me, Tim Bassett, Danny Bateman, Hayden, Adam Moreland, and a few of these guys that have done this job where you can just wash this out. And he just got rid of Adam. And he talked so bad on Adam when I met him. And me and Adam have not always seen eye to eye. We're kind of like the sibling rivalries on, whichever. But I always know that if any of my guys work for Adam, he's going to take care of them. He's going to get them paid. He's going to but there's sometimes, I think it's just because we came up at the same time where he got one gig and I'd be like, it's my time to get that gig, and vice versa, that we saw a little bit of that. But I love and respect that dude and the other guys that do it. Well, he's burnt every single one of us. And the fact that he's not from Utah, has anything to do with Utah, just drives me up the wall. That somebody's coming from out of state, taking a big chunk of the money, and not caring about the people that he's here with, or he implements a couple people from Vegas and tries to build whatever. It's just, he has a new guy named Danny Jackman.
Damn, that's close to what we got.
Yeah, do you think he did that on? He'd be like, it's Danny,
on, man.
dude, and he'd be like, it's Danny, and then these people show up and they're like, you're not Danny.
He made that name.
You're not Danny. Come on, bullshit, man. Yeah,
that's like I have an Andre. I don't know. I was trying to come. So your fucking name. That's a hard one.
Yeah,
that's stupid as fuck.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, anyway.
Danny Jackman. So Danny Jackman. I don't know. He might be a great guy.
How
but
does he look?
I don't know. But do you know what's the best is? So I get fired from this guy, and they
everybody got screwed here.
Everybody gets screwed, and so I get fired by him, and they're about to do Siberian Orchestra.
Ooh,
and they send me out a
that's
message
a big
showing,
one.
if you can work, please let us know. And I was like,
If you can go fuck yourself.
And I was like, all right. So when all this happens, now you got to remember, a lot of the guys that work for me have worked with me for years. Some of them are family members. A few of them are former football players and stuff like that. So they're trying to call these people, and they're like, I don't want to work for you. And some of them, guess what? When they did show up to work and saw I wasn't there, that was a problem. And some of them, we had a discussion about what happened and things like that. But yeah, they had Parker Johnson. They were like, we really like this kid. I said, you know what? I do too, man. I've coached him since he was 9 years old. And if coach isn't there and he doesn't want to work for you, it's a right to work state, get bent, But my biggest frustration was there was good people in Big Finn. I liked Trish. I liked Darlene. I liked Jerome. I liked Tiffany, the people that worked for him. But it was so sophomoric. Like, it was just ran by I don't know, man, where he was just overwhelmed and just had a temper tantrum and could cause such backlash. But the backlash was hard because you still owe me 5 weeks of pay.
That's a chunk of change.
Yeah, I got 5 kids. It was right before Christmas. I got a wife going through medical problems. I got all this stuff, and I'm having that. But let alone that, my brother just quit his job to come work for me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I have friends and family that were just hard up.
And then you got 32 more of those stories. Lined up.
I had homies call me up saying I can't pay my phone bill, and I'd be like, dude, I'll Venmo you right now. And I'm not knowing where any more of my money's coming from, but I still take care of my family because that's what this is about.
Right.
And so when this all went down, I was like, if he just pays me in full, the 56, whatever it was, I'll just, you know what? I'm not a crybaby. This is not the industry to be a crybaby about getting done wrong at all.
Yeah.
But when you don't get done where it's not made whole, and sometimes it's okay to be a salty pirate. Sometimes it's okay to say this guy did you wrong, so nobody else gets done wrong again by that. And so that's kind of So, man, I don't know what to say or what to do about this, but I've had so many people ask me this story about how it went down with Big Finn, and all I know is he calls himself Big Finn International. And I know he's having problems in Florida. I know he's having problems in Vegas. And he's having problems here. And my buddies in Florida said, you know what? A shark doesn't belong in the swamp. Right. And my buddies in Salt Lake say a shark doesn't belong in the lake, man. So Big Finn can,
Where's the shark go?
Yeah. So this is where it's going. We're going to make T-shirts that say, a shark fin soup. We're going to have T-shirts that say sharks don't belong in the lake, sharks that don't belong in the swamp. And we're going to sell them for $10 a piece. And what we're going to do with all the proceeds of this money is anybody that has told me that they've worked for Big Finn and they haven't got paid, I'll do my best to make sure you're whole if I have any money in that account. If there's any money in that account that is left over that isn't used, we're going to use it for the Elkie Pines football team, because Mike promised me when we were on there, he goes, hey, man, I'm going to do a big sponsorship for your football team, okay? Well, when all this stuff goes down, Mike writes me right before Thanksgiving, and I'm still saying, "Hey, dude, where's my $5,600?"
Damn.
He goes, "I'm gonna write you a check for $2,000. It's gonna get in the mail, and that's for you because I feel bad about the kids and your football team." And I'm like, "Oh, so you're gonna give me
almost my house payment?"
Yeah. You're gonna give me $4,000 less than you're supposed to do. Right. You generous man, you. But I'm not gonna tell him off because of it, because I want the check to show up, and I don't want him to cancel it once it does. Right. But I'm taking a portion of that check, and I'm gonna
print out of necessity.
So at what point do you take the legal route?
And at one point, was there not a contract? Was there a contract
So
involved?
that was one of the things. When it comes down and all this stuff goes, he goes, show me the contract. Now, I said, I'll show you the 2 weeks of text messages back and forth of me saying, this is the rate I needed. This is why I was conflicted, because I love my other 2 places I worked at. Or this is what we agreed upon, your 2% of profit.
You guys
share.
dumped and went there.
Yeah, and I thought I was looking a guy in the face and shaking his hand. And the thing is when everything's great, when you're winning, like I figured this out in sports too. I've had teams that have won a lot, and I've had teams that lost.
Bro.
Yeah, when you're winning, you think everybody's telling you the truth, and everybody's on the same board, whichever. But when you start to lose, and people start pointing the fingers at each other, or the pressure gets on them, that's when you tell who's who. And that's what's good about the guys in our business. That's why I love Danny Bateman. Might be a little bit erratic and a little bit whatever, and I love him. Animal. But guess what I love about Danny Bateman? When shit hits the fan and everything's going crazy, Danny's like, how do we fix this? What do we do? Yeah. Like, I don't have to have him have a temper tantrum or point the finger at this guy. It's solution based. And that's what I'm about, is solution based. And so I'm not trying to have a temper tantrum or point. I'm just trying to make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else. So when I have this discussion and I talk about this stuff, I just want people to know that, guess what? He does seem like a great guy. But when I got offered this job, somebody said, hey, man, the 2% profit sharing, name one person that he's ever had in his company that has ever made the profit sharing. Because every person that has ever taken the job that I've been into, after a year either quits or gets fired. He's never paid out on any of that. Maybe he has. If he has, then I'm not trying to say any hearsay, but I've never seen any proof of it. And every person that I know that have been in that position has not seen any of that. So for me, I was an optimist, and I was like, here's my chance. I paid my dues. I'm going to make my money.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still going to make my money, and I'm still paying my dues, and I still get to work a bunch of big, huge festivals, and still get to do a lot. But I just want people to realize that sharks don't belong in the lakes. And I'm not sure they belong in the desert, and I'm not sure they belong in the swamp. And if that's the person you want to be, you don't belong in this industry, man. Like, there's enough of us out here that are pirates that realize we're all in this together. And if you're not one of us, then you're not.
So that's big money coming through town? Is that what this was? Was there kind of
I think that he had a little bit of a name, and he's buddies with one of the guys from Cornerstone. And so right before COVID happened, I think he was trying to do more corporate stuff and do stuff at the Salt Palace. And when he came out of it, he said, here's my chance, because the union wasn't really strong at the moment. You know, like they'd been having some issues. So he thought, I'm going to hone in and get Vivint and get that contract and get, do these things. And he could have had it, and they've struggled to fill their rosters since, And so for me, like, you could have had everything you wanted. I'm sorry you had a temperature.
Experience with them 32 people you brought would have been as smooth as...
And we would have saved their day.
We would have.
That's the thing is when Neil McCoy lost his drummer lost his drum pack and had a little 9-volt thing that whatever, 20 seconds before stage, I'm running through the crowd. I know a guy that has one in his shit happen. And I grabbed it and we put it on and we're on stage. When Kip Moore has his gear knocked over, I'm finding a band and saying, hey man, let's do, like, I'm trying my hardest to make sure that if the crowd doesn't know anything happens, but we put on the show. We're here to put on the show. And I'm not here to worry about having 125 people compared to 120 people on a loadout. I'm here to make sure that the stuff gets loaded out.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. And if anybody else has a different priority structure in this whole thing, you're doing it wrong, and you're not going to last long doing what we're doing. And so that's why, like, I got a guy like Kenny that does Metallica as a guy that can call me and say, hey, man, let's do this, and maybe point me in the right direction or tell me which, and I get to work with some great people. Man.
Why don't you start your own company and just run it from this?
Man, we had this conversation last time, man.
I know, but listen to your passion.
I am a poor kid from Rose Park. I have the ability to do all this. If anybody would like to make some money on this with me, let me know, man. I have 20 other ideas, and we could make a whole lot of money. And I've helped make a lot of other people rich, but I am not rich. I have never. So every time I have an extra dollar, I head to Puerto Rico. I take care of my kids. I put money in my football team, my basketball team. I give back to the youth. And every time that's, if I had big money, I'd do big things. And whenever I have a little bit, that was one of the things that made me mad. So when we were talking about the auction thing, I don't get paid. I don't fulfill my auctions. I lose my chance of getting those cars, and now I can't bid anymore. Well, each one of those Chargers I was buying for like $4,000 a piece. Well, Blue Book on them right now is 20. So you buy 4 of them, you flip them, and I'm sitting pretty good. Well, he took me out of that money. He took me out of this. Now I'm having to cash out some of my. There's so much money that was lost. Let alone the $5,600.
Yeah.
But all the other things that I already had my hand in, where I was finally getting where I could build some momentum to do some bigger things. Like, this dude took my ankles out just because he was having a temper tantrum. Like, that's holy cow.
I hope for your sake, for everybody, that it's suable. Next time it's like paper, boom. I guess if they're not there, I don't know how you do that though.
Well,
but I wouldn't do shit without a contract. Fuck them.
See, and that's
sign here.
I think.
But now you're not like doing the good thing and I'll make it happen thing. It's like I get both sides of that.
Yeah, and for me,
but now what? Now fucking
I'm
what?
a guy that if I give you a handshake and tell you we're in this, man, I'm on your team until you prove me otherwise.
And this is otherwise.
Yeah, and otherwise.
So now what?
And
we got to fix that.
We're about to. There's not going to be a shark in the lake anymore. There's not going to be a shark in the desert.
That don't make none of that right.
Oh,
It will in the future, but it's like,
Man,
boom.
Karma is karma, man. I will have good things in the future take care of me. I don't need him to take care of me. What I need to do is help make sure this doesn't help to other people. So for me, I'm going to find that. There's going to be somebody listening to this podcast and being like, you know what? The last time I really enjoyed listening to this dude, I think maybe we should do some big things. Or I really like to do a festival. Hey, guess what? I can help that happen. I got all the crew. I've got all the stuff. We can make things happen. But do right by me, and I'll do right by you. And I'm not a guy that's ever said anything ill about anybody that I've ever worked with except Lauryn Hill. Oh
my God. Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. So
ready or not, here I come. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you married to a Marley and none of the Marley boys will do a song with you, there's something wrong with you. I'm just saying.
That was one of the greatest stories I've ever heard in my whole life. I remember it detail by detail.
Man, my boy Travis does too, man. I still can see his face.
Travis.
He was the driver when the cops were following him.
Oh, yeah.
And he thought he had an escort.
Like,
and he comes out and they're just like, what is going down?
Do you remember that fucking story? Dude, that shit was dope.
Yeah, man.
You took us on a ride there. You're one of the greatest storytelling humans I've ever been around.
Man,
your flow is just impeccable, man.
There's sometimes I feel like I jump around a little bit too much.
Man,
but guess what?
You stay right on target.
Do you know what that brings us to? Our wraparound story.
Here we go. Full circle.
All this stuff happens. And, man, I get hosed. And
you and 32 other people got hosed.
Well, let alone that. And this all goes down. And you know the guys from Upstage that I love so much?
Yeah.
They told me keep my head up, man. We're going to be good. We're going to be together. Every one of them said, stay strong. Do what you're going to do. We're going to talk to these companies and tell them we love you and we worked with you. And this is not what you ever the perception of what it. And to hear that many people in the industry jump behind me is pretty awesome. And that happened right before I went into a family event where I was feeling like, gosh, if my family knows I just left this good job, went to this other job, and now I'm going to be no pay. And I'm not a guy that's going to go out and get unemployment. I'm not that guy. I might have a little bit during COVID, but right now I kind of hold myself to, if I can take care of it myself, I will. So I've depleted a lot of what I had. But I didn't ever want my family to know that I was hurting at all. And these guys all stood up for me. So that was awesome. So after this happens, I get home and we have this funny little guy named Tony that lives with us. And it's a long story, but it's Kate's uncle that's married to her mom. Because, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But he's a different dude. And he goes, hey, we're having our company party. Come on down. So we have this company party, and there's eating and all this stuff. And it's MC Green, which is a great construction company. If any of you guys need any services, call MC Green. I love those guys. So we're there. And they have this comedian, and he's horrible. And in the middle of his set, he said, there's only one racist people I know, and that's white people with dreadlocks. And so he's up there, and he's talking again, and he goes, can I get somebody to help me out with this thing I'm going to do? And I raise my hand, and I go, yeah, the white guy with dreadlocks.
Got it.
I got you right here. So that was pretty fun.
So this guy's not coming. Is he a shark back in the water as well?
No. He's just a horrible comedian. He was a juggling comedian. Like, every once in a while, you go to one of these corporate Christmas things, and they bring in somebody to entertain you, and they're just horrible. It was like the most gut-wrenching 45 minutes of all time. But after this thing, they had a bull riding competition. And they had old people and young people and all these people get up on there. And Zion tried it once, and then he didn't want to do it again. And I was like, dude, there's prizes, dude. Whoever has the best time, you get a prize. And he goes, no, it hurt when I fell. And I was like, dude, you're going to get a big prize. And I'll go get you like a $5 thing from the store. And he's like, okay. So he gets on there, and he rides this bull for 58 seconds, double the time of any other person. And it's not like they just took it easy on him, but like they had adults. The longest time on adults was like 28 seconds. Like he doubled second place, right?
Damn.
So Kate takes third, which was pretty dang good. But Zion takes first place, and he runs over and he goes, I get to pick any of these things. And he finds out of the pile, he gets a $400 Oculus.
What's an Oculus?
It's those VR things that go on your heads that do all that. But I'm just saying, who thinks their 3-year-old son's going to win a bull riding competition and win like a $400? It was pretty cool and it was all because Country Fan Fest. So I appreciate the guys at Country Fan.
Is that what he grabbed?
He grabbed the Oculus.
Damn.
He was like, I might get this drone thing or whatever. And Cohen, his older brother, was like, dude, that's $400. We're going to grab that one.
Right.
We're going to walk this way as fast as we can. But that was just really kind of cool about some of the stuff we get to do. And that all comes from like Bracken and Hal and all those good guys at Country Fan Fest. You would never learn how to do that. And so for me, I'm stepping forward. There's going to be a whole lot of other great things. I'm about to do a Decadence in Arizona next week with Shaq and Marshmello and a bunch of those guys. So that's going to be a great time. But my big thing is I'm all about moving forward and help changing lives. And I really didn't want to bring up too much negativity in this, like talking about anything, but I definitely did want to let people know that Mike Finn is Mike Finn. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy or a good guy. He's just that guy, you know, that's willing to take advantage of doing what he has to get a roster or doing what he had to do, whatever. And then felt good about himself for sending a $2,000 check when he knew he owned a guy that has 5 kids and a wife in treatment and a football team. He said he was going to like right before the holidays, and he felt good about himself.
You heard a lot of people there.
Yeah, he like top to bottom, like
good guy.
Yeah, so
stay wherever he came from.
Yeah, get out of the desert, get out of the lake, get out of the swamp, man. But besides that, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be having the holidays. I'm happy, like, when we first got a chance to talk about doing this show and I called you up, I was like, I didn't know what I should, I was excited to come back on and, kind of whatever, but I knew that I owed it to everybody in our industry to kind of address this one time for everybody. So I could stop, number one, having to have this conversation over and over from all the people that have asked what went down. So if everybody hears this and I told you this is where you look, this is why you had to look here.
Perfect.
Yeah, give them some hits.
And share it.
Yeah, and listen to the episodes next week, man.
You stay listening.
I don't understand how has he been in business and how is he still in business?
That's like
knowing that he's screwed people in Florida. He screwed people here.
I wouldn't say screwed. Like, so
how about this? How long would I be in business as a tattoo artist with shitty tattoos?
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to get the shitty tattoo clientele.
But the thing is guess what? Most of the time, he does decent work. Wow. And the thing is sometimes he'll say, paying up to $27 an hour. So everybody calls up and says, I want the $27 an hour. Well, you're only getting $20 an hour. Well, let's, what I'm saying? So he frames things nicely and he does things good. Like there's Mike, he had me working for him. So he knows how to get good people working for him.
Not
and
no
that's,
more.
And that's the thing is I think he's a decent, good enough dude. But my grandma used to always tell me, it's not about the 99 times you do it the right way. It's about the one time you do it wrong. And so for me, guess what? I get judged by the one thing I do wrong sometimes. There's still times people talk to me about old football games that I coached or played in that something went wrong. And you get judged off of your failures or how you treat people in your low moments. And that's... I wish all this could have been avoided. I wish I was still working with him now, moving forward. But I'm happy to go back with the guys I love, and I'm excited to get everybody over there and what we're gonna do there. I just couldn't believe you could do somebody like that. Like that's just appalling. Like I said, Bush League, really like. What do you think you're gonna do? And one of the things I loved about it was when all this stuff went down.
I bet that causes a little ripple.
Yeah, well, it causes a big ripple because it's Small Lake City. And so one of my buddies that's a promoter and does shows here was friends with Sean that does stuff in Vegas for Day in Vegas and was on the phone with him before the thing was even over. And Sean knew that Finn was screwing over Honu. Like, you're going to have to pay for stupid stuff like that. Yeah, guess where my first shows were in my whole career? Florida. Guess what? You think you're big in Florida.
Look, you've been doing it a long time. You're rooted, bro.
My first shows were in 99 and 2000. Like, my first shows in Utah were in 2000. My first shows ever were in 99 in Florida. I'm an old-ass man.
My guess is this cat hasn't been doing it hardly ever.
I think he did pay some dues. I think he did, like, whichever. But I don't...
You put time in the trenches. You don't do this kind of shit.
That's what I'm like. You don't.
I know the game. I know my craft.
I felt bad for like a guy like Jerome, which I barely met for a little bit, but he brought him in. Jerome brings his A dude, like his homies or whichever, and Finn looks at him and goes, you know what? That one guy you brought in is really good. So I'm going to demote you and put him in your spot. Like, you don't do that in this industry. Right. Like, let that guy pay his dues. Let him get into another spot. But you don't drop one dude that brought you in, the good dude, to give, like.
What's the takeaway here from all that? Man. Other than don't work for that. But what? That's it?
There's so many great people to work for in this industry. Choose a better one.
There we go. That's the takeaway.
Yeah,
How do you know what a better one is? Trial and error.
That's one of the things is we're giggers, right?
So that cost you all this big shit. What else would fix all that? Nothing? Nothing protects you.
Time
prior.
mindset.
Yeah.
Like
take a jab. We gotta take jabs.
Yeah, every once in a while, and I'm stronger. I'm gonna be okay.
Fuck, you're way keen to it now.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of like, hey, let's yeah.
But if you put the brass ring in front of me and say, here's your shot at it, I'm going to get excited. I'm going to give it all I got every single time. Now, if that's a handshake or a contract or whatever it is, I believe in trying to give my effort and having the people that care about me get behind us and let's roll.
Paper.
Paper.
But then you got all your other people. Yeah, it's
that's the thing is I couldn't believe this whole thing was off of 3 people that I didn't want to have there in the first place. Didn't feel like we needed.
That's too bad.
And those guys judged like they were like my friends and family. I didn't know who they were. We pulled them, and I said, "You sure you want me to pull these people in? Because you're short.
I'll get 3 more."
And it's Halloween, and then we're not judged by the other great people there that just gave you the best loadout you've ever had. Like the and
300 won the movie 300.
You're just and the ripples of the people you lose because of something like that. Yeah. You know, man, it's crazy to me.
Well, I hope it fires back up for you and everything starts running smoothly. Did you hit all that? Is that your all that you can and want to?
I think so. The other thing is man, I have a youth football team, and I don't have a whole bunch of, and it's basketball team. We're going to basketball seasons right now. We don't always have all the funding in the world, and some of these kids don't have all the money in the world. So if anybody ever hears this and wants to like give back a little bit, reach out to me because I have some kids that would do a lot with it. So yeah, so the last thing I really wanted to, with the T-shirt thing and trying to do all the stuff to kind of say, hey, we're going to get the money back for the people that didn't have it. That's one thing, but whatever is left over is going to those kids, and those are the things that like positive ripples. You know, I really hope positive ripples happen from all this. If one person doesn't have the work here, so another greater person comes along and soups up all that, even if it's not this company or this, because there's Anchor. I love those guys. Upstage. I love those guys. There's so many other great staffing groups, and I don't think people deserve the good guys when you don't treat people the right way. So that's the big thing for me is I'm just trying to make that positive ripple. It might sound like I'm a little negative towards somebody. I might be a little hurt, but I don't think so anymore. I think more it's just I'm aware.
Yeah, man, you're better for it.
Yeah,
you're better for it.
Yeah, so let's talk about random shit now.
You have negative shit in your body.
I'm not trying.
That didn't come across negative to me at all. You said the truth. This is a true story, and you wanted to say it so multiple people could hear it and blanket that bad boy.
Yeah.
I did meet an artist from the Hive Fest.
Who'd you meet?
Young Gravy.
Oh, Young Gravy. So Young Gravy is friends with Baby No Money.
Dang, that's funny.
Yeah.
So I met him, and he was playing at the complex with Suicide Boys, and I was like, "Yo, you ever been to Utah?" He's like, "I did a festival called Hive, and it was lit." He was like telling me about how much fun it was. So I just thought it was funny when you talked about the Hive. I was like, "Oh, I met a dude that performed there."
Yeah,
we talked about it before, man. Utah's crowds rally.
Yeah.
They get wild. It's hype. Like, what do they say? Isn't the Vivint now? I guess it's like one of the loudest stadiums in existence. Like they test the sound for people screaming.
Yeah, for jazz games and stuff like that.
People rally, baby.
I'm not sure it's the best acoustic one for shows and everything like that.
Got it.
But
our people, our people are out. We're supporting.
And that was one of the things with the whole Travis Scott thing that was really hard for me when you saw all that stuff happen, because be loud and have a good time, but we all got to take care of each other while we're out there, and from the production side, like one of my first shows I ever did, we lost people, and it's still, bugs me to this day.
The artists can help, right? Like I watched Chris Stapleton. He's a fucking gangster, man. At USANA, he stopped the show because a fight broke out. He stopped and said kindly, "Break that up in about 3 seconds or I'm out of here. I see it again. Like, we're going to have a problem. Security's right." He stopped the show. It was so gnarly. And everybody, that makes the crowd, yeah, it was.
Well, and what's crazy to me?
Engage with your people. You can see that shit. Stop it. If he's done it, Aaron Lewis has done it several times.
One of the first shows or first tours I ever worked with was the Wicked Wonka tour, and it was ICP, Twisted, Cottonmouth Kings, and Tech Nine.
Shit.
Okay, and they used to do this thing where they'd split the crowd in half, one side and the other side, and they'd tell everybody to switch sides. And I'd watch these guys run into each other and whatever.
It's a way to kill people.
It's craziness. but they still did it with controlled chaos. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think is crazy is because when you get these big ones, like Decadence next week is going to be a pretty big festival. When you have these big ones, like the waves of people, when they start to push against each other, if you're 120 pounds and you get knocked over, you're not getting up.
Go stand in one in the middle of one of these shows if you got anything against that and feel it. It's scary as fuck. NF was scary, bro.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Saltaire. Yeah, that's scary. You can't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
If something happens, you're stuck right there, or you fall and you get trampled. It's that easy.
Yeah.
When he come out, oh my God, it was psychotic, bro.
When I'm
real.
at festivals, a lot of times
energy.
people are like, how do you have your kids around that? That's crazy. My kids are backstage. My kids are not around all that. They're sitting in the hammock.
Scary.
They're hanging out by the catering tent. You know, they might
Bumping
walk up
with Post Malone.
Yeah, doing whatever. They might walk up and get their face painted or a dreadlock put in or something random. But
Scary,
like,
man.
my kids don't. They know better because I've seen
GA can be scary.
beat up.
Seating is a little more.
Well, and that can be brutal too. It can, and that's keeping each other safe is really big.
A little better.
And realizing that when you're not safe because you're too intoxicated too is a big thing too. So I just keep each other safe out there. Come to shows, have a good time. I don't care if you wear a mask or not, but at least don't trip over people.
Have you seen Shaq DJ yet?
Video. This is gonna be my first time working with DJ Diesel.
Diesel, yeah. I want to see him DJ.
Oh man,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, he's on my stage. I'm so excited.
He DJs.
Oh yes.
He's a fucking gangster.
He does
man.
it all, bro.
He's
I
like
love
Snoop.
Shaq, man.
Like Snoop's the same way. They're into everything.
Do we have a sec? You should check out like Gold Rush or
we haven't been
Decadence.
going very long.
See some of the videos. Who was it last? Let me see if I have this one right here. But man,
Have you met Shaq before?
No. I shook his hand once.
How the fuck did you not meet him?
It was like he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like this is going to be. I'm standing there waiting for us to get us. I've met a lot of people. If you're going to say I've met, no,
been in the presence of.
Yeah, like it's like when
I was going for size. Is that dude a fucking monster?
He's huge.
Him
and Sean Bradley, I thought was a cardboard cutout when I saw him, and he's 7'6".
His hands are just.
But like
this is the fucking Neanderthal.
I'm one of those guys. I've been to 47 of the 50 states, and I don't count places that I haven't spent the night in or a meal in. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't count.
I do know exactly
even though I'd been there, I couldn't count it yet because I didn't. So that's if I did a meet and greet for somebody or didn't really have a conversation, I've seen them. You know, but so this is gonna be. I hope to.
That's what I was wondering, just how big he is.
Yeah. So like. Decadence and Gold Rush.
What is Decadence? Who's involved in Decadence?
It's Relentless. It's Chad. It's Brett. It's all the guys down in Arizona at Rawhide, and it is such.
What is the band? Who's like? What kind of music is it?
It's EDM. EDM.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, and if you see on this video, the crowds we had, our laser system,
Where's
our
this at?
pyro. This is in Chandler, Arizona, and it is just an amazing time. And Decadence is going to be awesome because right now, we had a conversation about the guys from Park City Live, the Salt Lake City Live guys last time. They're doing 2 shows out on the mountain this next week. I think that's crazy.
On the mountain?
In Park City, like outside. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'd stand in the cold for 2 days like that. But
what's that going to do to the equipment?
Dog, I was curious about that too because
fuck the equipment up.
It's going to be at Woodward. And Woodward's a badass skate park,
It's
bro.
awesome.
Like, it's a dope-ass venue. I'm just wondering how they're going to warm people, you know?
Well, yeah,
above and beyond
electricity.
I'm just saying, if
Zoom.
I'm rolling balls, the last thing I want to be doing is at 7 degrees. I don't know.
Damn.
But this is just such a great time, man. And this is going to be that's what I'm saying. I'm not missing out on doing this local stuff. I'm still doing national, and we're still moving forward, and we're still doing big things. And I hope no one holds this against me that I did have a second to say something about something, be a salty pirate.
That didn't come across anything other than just real to me.
I just don't want anybody to go, oh man, if I work with Honu and it doesn't work out, then he might talk shit. Because I'm not that guy. I've been doing this since 2000, and I've never done that. No. This is the first time somebody's got a word out of my mouth saying, hey, you're a punk.
Shit like that doesn't, whatever you're thinking, like that doesn't come out of you. That's not what nobody hears. I promise you, because I don't hear a stitch of that.
Okay,
you're very honest. You're very, you can hear it, man. You're honest about things.
Thank you. I appreciate
Honesty's honesty, whether it's whatever the fuck it is. But you take care of your people. It's your kids. You're a people guy. You don't care about anything but But people do
Well, if you
everything.
remember my story, like I'm the kid that was raised by the village. I grew up in a Samoan family. I grew up in an Irish English family, and I'm a little Danish, Italian, Norwegian kid. You know,
Little?
And well, I'm the runt, man.
How fucking tall are you?
6'2". I'm the runt though.
You're the runt?
Yo, dude. But my Hawken is in the 98th percentile, and Zion's in the 93rd.
Hawken?
Yeah, that's my son.
That's a dope ass name.
And my biological father is like 6'8", so I'm hoping that the boys get a little bit of something. Go play some tight end. I haven't grown an inch since 7th grade. So when I was
Holy
6'2",
shit, you were that
I was
big?
6'2" in 7th grade, and I was like, man, I'm gonna play some D end or tight end somewhere, and then it was like, and just stopped.
Did you have dreads back then?
No. Man, I couldn't even let my hair touch my neck. There's no
Why?
way. Oh man, I was a clean cut, good. Nah.
Was you?
Oh man, I was the little blondie kid that made his mom proud all the time, and all I wanted to do was make my mom laugh. That's who I was.
So when did you?
And I was a bully beater. That was my other thing. Is I was that kid that was pretty big at
Stood
school.
up for the fucking
that if you were my little homie and the dude thought he could pick on you, I'd come over and let him know that today wasn't the day.
Do that again, bro. We're gonna have a problem. What was you gonna say, bro?
I was gonna ask you. Have you talked to your biological mom?
All the
lately?
time. I just talked to her last night, and I talked to her a good amount. She was one of the people that was just like, hold everything with a grain of salt. Go into this thing. No, I got your back. Maybe you need to speak to the labor commission. My mom is a attorney, so yeah. Like I said, I've tried to give him the opportunity to step up and do the right thing. He felt like he did with the little, here's $2,000, and I'm just like, dude, I gave up a job that was paying me $12 a week. To come take whichever, because you promised me X amount a week and a percentage of crew. Like, that was going to be the first time I'd made over $90,000 since I was a fisherman in Alaska. And that was, my one buddy was like, dude, if you're named after a big fin, you're named after a fish. I wouldn't fuck with the fisherman, dude, because I was a fisherman in Alaska for 3.5 years, and I'm not the guy. Like,
damn.
Yeah, but good times.
You got bigger things coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got some basketball in a couple weeks, and I literally leave to Decadence the 26th, right after Christmas, like 6 a.m. I'm on a thing, and yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So we're going to keep on. Danny's got us a good new festival in Colorado coming up. We've got Country Fan Fest. My buddy Tim Bassett, who I love and respect, he took over Reggae Rise Up's thing, and so he's doing stuff like that. There's all these great, talented people that I get to work with on a regular basis, and I love each and adore each of them, their families and everything. So, like, yeah, man, we got big things coming.
That's cool, man. That's hella cool. What else do we got?
Any wrestling, dude? Remember last time we did some wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't go there. I got nothing.
You got nothing on the
You can do
wrestling?
whatever the fuck you want.
No,
I'll
man.
just go get
I
a
just
drink.
I just.
What's wrestling? What do you mean?
We had,
WWE shit?
It is funny you say that because we had oh man,
Did Manny Lemons ever get on?
Manny was busy.
Okay,
I reached out to him and I was like, yo, man, anytime you want to come through, man, I would love to have you. And him and Rekka.
Do you see he has his own action figures now?
I seen that. Yeah.
Manny's been on TV left and right. He's doing big things. I'm really proud of him.
Yeah, man. I think that what he's doing is incredible. I don't know the guy, but just like following him and seeing him, he's really putting on for his people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and he pushes all the people he's teaching in his school. He's doing and man, the fact that he has the Good Brothers out here as often as he does, and the guys that are on AEW and the Impact, and there's that big change of who are you a WWE guy or you are one of these independents or the AEW guys? That little transition. But I hope you get Manny on one day. I think that's gonna be a fun show.
yeah, man. If you ever listen to this, man, you're always welcome, bro.
I'm gonna keep begging you, Manny. And Carver, when you hit it big, you're gonna have to come do the show. Yeah.
What was his first name?
Carver Louis.
Carver Louis. Okay.
Yeah, Carver Louis.
From Heber City.
Yeah. Well, he might be right outside of Heber. I don't know, but I think
Look him up. Was he pop up? Does he?
CarverLou.
If he looks like
IS.
Neil McCoy, I swear to God. Oh shit, we did, dude. I know him.
Carver's the man.
Yeah, he performed in Stephanie's backyard. I can't hear you, beautiful. Yeah, we went and seen. Yeah, he played for.
And he probably killed it in the backyard
crushed
too.
it, dude. He's dope. Well, yeah, I met this dude. I met this little dude. He's cool as hell.
Yep. Man, I
He's on it. He's grinding, huh?
Yeah. He's getting to be doing big things.
You got that Danny Bateman swag right there.
Man, we were at the
Yeah, he's a little stud.
we were at the Spider-Man movie last night, and Danny, my son, was like, "I need to cut my hair like Spider-Man." If you ever see my son, he's got long, curly hair, and Danny's like, "If you ever talk about cutting your hair, I'm gonna kill you. I have no hair. I haven't had hair like that."
Is he gonna dread it up?
Yeah. Well,
Eventually. Is there a thing to that? You got to wait till you're older, kind of thing?
no. I'd let it. I won't let it. Okay.
'Cause
Unless they
isn't that-
want to cut their hair, I'm never going to make them cut their
Sure.
hair. And if they ever decide they want to dread their hair, but I'm never going to put any of that on them.
But isn't that a lot of maintenance? I'm kind of going that. I was just saying, for how old?
I sit in a chair for about 45 minutes every 2 months. No.
But you don't have to-
Sorry, an hour and 45 minutes every 2 months. I have to, do a little bit of oils, do a little bit of this, but having long curly hair and having to have it brushed out so it doesn't dread, I think it's more painful doing all that. But it's just like his curls are so perfect. I would never want to say, "Hey, you should dread it," but if he wants to, he gets to.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
They're probably, the whole family's probably this. Whatever they want.
No.
No.
I see.
It's almost Christmas time.
I might be a partaker. My wife is not.
Of?
So of the herbage, and so
Little
like
pushover.
yeah. So she's little hit or miss.
Is she the boss? Depends on who you ask.
You know what they say is the man's the head of the house with the woman's neck. She's the neck, man. I'm a little more easygoing, so I tend to be the pushover because I'm cool with whatever. She's a little bit more OCD and more needs her way, so that's what we do.
Yeah, mom. She's mom. It's a girl. It's a
yeah.
mom thing. I dig that.
Are you still up in Park City regular? What's the word? Regularly.
Irregular.
Regularly.
Regularly.
So I try to be. I've been doing a few gigs up at. Actually worked with Carver Louis the other day up there.
At the cabin.
Yeah, the cabin. Which
He play the cabin?
He came and played the cabin.
Dope.
It's good to have good friends.
That's a cool spot.
Yeah.
The cabin's cool.
So I get up there when I can. Like this next couple of weeks is really big for them. Their New Year's is really awesome and all that stuff. But I'm going to be in Arizona. So I wish when I took this job, that was one of the things that really kind of bugged me. When I took that job was I left a lot of that stuff. So I gave them some time. And people took my spots, and they're doing a great job with them. So I don't get to just come back in the same capacity I was before. But if I have a free weekend and I need to make a little bit of money, or just miss being up there with the boys, I definitely go up there. But the cabin's still an awesome place. Everybody should go there. Everybody should buy Elcupine clothes. Everybody should go, still.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Sundance? Any Sundance involvement?
Okay.
New
so
can.
that one place, that Park City Live, which I don't think it's going to be called that anymore, is going to be opening back up. They knocked out the bar inside. They've done a complete overhaul on it. I wish it was something that we had our hands on, but we're kind of watching it from afar. So that's going to be cool for Sundance. I don't know what's all going to happen there. I know the cabin's got an awesome lineup, and you can go on the cabinparkcity.com and see what their lineup is, or check them out on Instagram or Facebook. But yeah, I'm hoping Sundance is back to where we were.
When does it start? When does Sundance start?
It usually starts the second to third week of January and kind of floats into the first. But the thing is 1 year we were like 3 weeks of Sundance, and then it kind of condensed down to 2. And last year was kind of digital. So what it's going to be?
They wait for crowds or what?
Well, it was last year was digital because of COVID,
Yeah.
And I think that it like. Let's see, about 5 years ago, it was like right at its crest, man. Like YouTube had its own coffee shop that put your face on stuff, and this Citibank had a place, and this place had So I think, I'm not sure if we're ever going to get back to where every art district and the art place in there is getting pulled out and putting a new place in, but I'm hoping we're going back to it. We don't have Robert Redford as part of it as much as it used to be, so I think that might take a hit. So I'm really excited to see what it happens. Is it going to grow? Is it going to come back? Is it going to take a new form? Who knows? But
it's funny to watch the world right now everywhere, no matter what. Like people are just, I think it's gonna be hot.
Yeah,
because everybody's just amping and on fire because of all the repression for so long, and they let the leash out a little. So I think everything's just clicking right now.
Well, I think everybody
in every industry.
We said
everybody
this
needs help. Everybody, it's busy.
We said this in the last episode that I was on. Is I think everybody's ready to come out and get after it, but we also have to remember that for a year and a half, like these people have been cooped up and socially awkward have become more like we have to be ready for some weird stuff coming out of this. That there's going to be some. people that don't know how to keep it within the navigational beacons. There's going to be some people that, don't do well in crowds.
This has been a bizarre time in human history. It's sad. It's stupid. But we can get to a new normal, whatever that is.
It just should be whatever we make it, right?
It is. And it's good. Everything's good. If you're living in the present moment, nothing else matters.
You like to see homeboys naked?
No.
That's what you said.
See homeboys what? What'd you say?
That's what you said. You were like, you said something. It sounded like you said, like to see the homeboys naked or something.
Or him.
I said I like to see people make it.
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
He likes to be naked.
What you're listening to?
I'm pretty sure you like to
if
be.
Y'all ain't see Waterboy where he said that?
No, I don't. I've seen Man, if that's what
you gotta watch
just
more
hear
movies.
on the rat,
You gotta watch Waterboy, bro.
Man, I think I've watched Waterboy. I do not remember that, and the fact that you hear that and let alone remember that kind of stuff.
You don't remember that line? He was like, yo, they say home is where you make it. He's like,
you want to see men make it? That's funny right there.
What else is up then?
Nothing, man. Like
life is beautiful.
Yeah, man. What's up with you guys? Like, do we always do a recap? Do you guys always just talk to me, or do I got to talk back to you guys?
Well, you're on our show.
Oh shit, yeah.
But we can talk about whatever you'd like.
Should we do a new make a noise, and then I will be like the Honu show, and then I'll interview you guys.
Go ahead and you ask a question.
Boom, boom, boom.
That can be fun. Interviewing the. How does that go?
Shoot your questions.
Yeah, fire away, bro.
Do any of you guys know who Jaylen Warren is?
Okay, next question.
I do. Jaylen Warren.
Let's see it.
Hold on. That sounds so familiar.
Jaylen Warren was a running back from East High School that went to Utah State, that transferred to Oklahoma State and almost got him to the playoffs. But he's a local boy, half Polynesian. He's up for Polynesian Football Player of the Year. But I think, I just want to give his name out there just one time.
What year is he?
I think because the COVID thing, he might be a COVID senior or COVID junior. I don't know, but yeah,
That's a thing.
yeah, they got an extra year.
God damn.
So kids at BYU are like 28 years old right now.
Dude, graduation was bizarre. Cade was right in that graduation thing that it's just they're normal, but everybody else was the parents there are like, damn. Like it's not this graduation thing wasn't.
Well, to watch
what we knew and what's been in play for so many years, it was so weird. It's just, man, it's all right though.
We'd have a whole bunch of bridal showers up in Park City because people didn't get married for a year and a half. So it was like bridesmaids.
See, that's business is hot. Yeah. Everything's hot right now. Yeah. What's your next question?
Do you guys have any relatives that have done anything awesome in the last 90 days? You'd like to give them big ups?
Relatives?
Yeah. Do you have any or good friends? Anybody that you're like, dude, I'm so proud of.
Something I can't talk about, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Wow.
There's
I would say salute to Jake, man. Jake Jensen, man. That dude is one guy that, you mentioned him, but that dude is one guy that deserves his flowers, man. That dude never complains about anything. He gets the job done, and he just put up this amazing, him and his crew did this amazing walk-through light show at Rio Tinto. And it's for the holidays and whatnot. It looks really dope. And then he had a lot, him and his crew did the stage over there at Rio Tinto. Like, he just killed it, going from radio into his production. He just, salute to that guy, man. That's one dude I would like to give roses to. And my cousin Melissa, she opened her own business called Mayoni, and it's woman steamer, right? It's that thing.
So, Jake, just so you know, there's not too many guys I love more than Jake. And Jake is one of the good dudes in the industry, and he's been a good dude and for as long as I've known him. But he's an awesome dad, too. Like, his son is hilarious, man, if you ever watch any of his son stuff. But, like, yeah, if anybody deserves kudos in this town, it's probably him and Mike Holshoe. Those two guys are, like, if you ever get a chance to meet either of those two, you're better off for it. And I love Jakey, too. So, big ups to that one. Which story can't you tell?
Well, yeah.
Okay, let's pick.
You shouldn't say that if you're going to say it, right? Don't say this.
Yeah. So let's not talk about that.
You this,
which is the best story you can tell?
My daughter's getting ready to I'm going to be a grandpa.
Oh, awesome, dude! Congratulations.
So everything in our life right now is so hinging on that.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
So
where's she having the baby?
What? Is it at Farmington? Yeah, at the U. She's going to do a water birth.
Okay.
I do know that.
There's one doctor in the world.
Everything's so turbulent with us right now because we're just very.
But that's awesome.
Trying to float, trying to do our thing, but our focus is so on this. that nothing in the world matters. It seems that's so it's hard to go there right now.
I think that the one thing I'm
very
not claiming to be
excited.
the best dad in the world, but I love being a dad.
You can't see it. There's a sign right over here. I'll show
You're officially the best dad in the world.
Best
Okay.
dad. And the grandpa thing is.
Well,
I think they sell them at the store though. So
They do, but
I think I can get one too.
it's like that scene
real.
in Elf when he walks in. He goes, "You made the best cup of coffee. Congratulations!"
Congratulations, you've done it.
Seattle's best.
You made the best cup of coffee.
So I think I'm going to be a decent grandpa, and I can't wait to be the
You
step.
got something happening? What?
No. But when I hear you being a grandpa,
Yeah.
I got older kids too. But for me, I think I'm gonna kick butt at grandpa. I need to get in better shape, and I need to take care of myself a little bit and make sure I get there. But man,
You're always dope. You're just a good dude, man. You're good.
grandpa's
you're good
gonna
everything.
be fun. I think.
But I'm pretty sure I'm the baddest ass grandpa that's gonna walk this earth.
But I'm still gonna yell at kids for being on my lawn.
Get off my damn lawn.
Slow down. Turn your music down.
What changes from being a parent to a grandparent?
It's a good question. I told Landon the other day in the house, we were having a little chit chat about something, just talking, nothing, no substance to it. And I'm like, you know what? Sorry, I can't talk much more about this. I'm a grandpa now. I'm not your dad. Because it's valid.
Yeah.
Now I'm a grandpa. Therefore, did that change for him? He's like, he laughed. That kid is so witty. He's so fast.
But I think grandpas, you get to just do what you want to do and make the point and whatever. When you don't get the, I don't know.
But at what point?
But you're not there's a time where your mom and dad can kind of wear on you a little bit, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. You guys want to hear my favorite joke? My 3-year-old telling
get to sit
people
in a
that
rocking
doesn't
chair.
understand what he's been telling people. Why is Santa's sack so big?
Santa's what?
Sack.
Cause all the toys.
It only comes once a year.
Oh my God, damn! Your 3-year-old said that.
He told. I was like, "Where did you get this joke?"
This is the same kid riding bulls.
Yes, riding bulls.
We got a beast in our.
Texting my wife that right now.
Do you know what you call a midget that breaks out of prison using a rope?
First of all, we can't call them midgets no more.
Do you know what you call a midget that breaks out of prison?
Are you fucking
using
serious?
a rope?
What?
That's a thing.
That's a little condescending. Thank you very much.
That's actually really good.
Do you know what you call a midget?
Hold on. What in it?
A little condescending.
Descending.
A little con that's descending. I love that.
What do you call a midget that breaks out of prison that's psychic?
Hold on. I'm gonna figure this one out. What do you call a little person that breaks out?
I have
And he's a
many
psychic.
friends that are wrestlers. They're okay with the word midget.
Do
Some
they-
aren't. Some aren't, but some
It's a
are.
word. You can say any word you want. It's
Do
just
they
a word.
work with the MWL?
Maybe.
All right.
God, I hate all this shit.
All right, what was
Yeah, I
it?
know.
What was the
I
question
don't
again?
play
What do you
like
call a psychic midget that breaks out of prison?
Psychic.
Sidekick.
No, that's a small medium at large. Yes, you're welcome.
Are these your 3-year-old's jokes?
Yes, these are great.
This kid's a beast,
Yeah,
dude.
he's pretty
I gotta.
Yo, he would have rocked the house the other night with that other comedian.
Dude, there were so many people that were like, Honu, just get up there and go.
Get your kid up
Do
here.
you know why Donald Trump takes so much Xanax?
What?
They told him it prevents Hispanic attacks.
You'll say that though. I love.
snap.
Well, it's past president. I guess it's fine.
I have your son's hilarious. I have a homegirl in my neighborhood.
I love
Reminds me of him. Her name's Jamie, and we just always be hanging out. Right, as a kid, I used to push her on the swing, you know what I mean, and things like that. But she used to always fall off because she didn't have no arms.
Knock,
Damn.
knock. Knock, knock.
Oh, you dick!
Here we go.
Knock, knock.
Who is there?
Not little Jamie.
She's got no arms, dog.
What just happened? He said, hey, we're doing bar mitzvahs. We're doing company parties.
What just happened?
We're ready.
Hanu's juggling.
I fucking missed that. You guys had that wrote down. Is that wrote down? Is that a little card? Is it a fucking flat? You're texting and he's looking at his phone. It's a text.
Did you hear about those 2 deer that came out of the gay bar in Park City?
Oh boy.
One looked at the other one and said, I can't believe we just blew $100 in that place.
Oh shit!
What?
Damn. You get it?
Remember that. Connor will fucking love that. My Connor will die for that shit right there.
See, you got dad
Oh, I got
jokes
it.
for a minute. We're doing great.
I got that one. What else you got? You got any more questions or jokes?
No, I don't know. Let's see.
No more questions?
Where's a great place to eat that everybody should know about?
Up here?
Anywhere. In Salt Lake. If you're in Utah, where's a new place that you should eat at that nobody knows about?
What's the Thai joint in Roy?
I got the one spot.
I don't know if it's new, but I love Santos Tacos in Rose Park. Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, he just went over there. Great food, man. They do birria tacos. Yeah, I forget the address, but it's just right there on the north side.
Coconut Island Grill is awesome. Those are
coconuts.
Yeah, I love a coconut.
You ever been to the goofy little one in Rose Park, Chubby's? Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a little hole.
But the one that I've loved that the kids are all about right now. Have you guys been to Mr. Fryman?
Of course.
Oh man, Mr. Fryman.
Got nothing.
Mr. Fry's man's is fire.
What is it?
It's like nachos on fries. So they give you this big old thing of fries, and then they have
on
new?
Top.
Oh
it's
yeah,
new
man,
thing?
Mr. Fryman, and they have it Jordan Landing and a couple man, but Mr. Fryman is.
Yo, I tried something the Thai joint in Roy is unbelievable. I can't remember what it's called though. It's hard to say, but we had Thai food in Roy.
Look at that stuff right there. You can have
making
shrimp on it.
new.
You can have steak. You can have.
This is a new concept.
Yeah,
right?
Mr. Fries, man.
So originally started by this guy named Craig in Gardena, California. He would just make fries in the back of in his backyard, and he would put shit on it, and people were like, "Yo, like we want more." So he
like our salsa boys.
Yeah, exactly.
And
kept
girl.
on ordering his food, and so he ended up getting a store.
Damn.
And now there's franchises, there's locally owned franchises here. There's 2 that I can talk about. But yeah, there's Las Vegas, California.
What is it called?
Mr. Fries, man.
This is it. Oh yeah, right there.
Look at that. Oh man, you got buffalo wing ones. You got
that's a heart attack waiting to happen,
yeah, look at
baby.
that, just throwing down.
Oh,
so if you guys get a
shit.
chance, check out Mr. Fries, man. That's a good time.
Drizzling on some shit. Yeah, that looked good. Bacon. Who don't like
Yeah.
bacon? How many people do you know that do not like bacon?
Just my Muslim homies.
Just my son, my family. Well, my 2 sons.
Here, I got a good one for you. How about this? What's the weirdest thing you ever heard? It's the most like, oh, that's okay on a food thing. So the most bizarre thing that somebody, I'll give you an example. I got told the other day, and it kind of opened up my eyes to how goofy we are.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody I know will go to the fridge if they're hungry and just squeeze ketchup in their mouth. Yo, this person knows who it is. I'll leave that. What's one of these for you? Give me one of those.
Did you know that
that shit right there?
Might
you
be
got to answer that though.
This might be an urban legend though. Do you know where ketchup gets its name from? It was what farmers used to put on their food to get their kids to catch up on eating it. It was to make them eat it faster.
That's a joke, though.
No, I literally think that's what.
Serious?
Yeah.
You think?
We could check it out, but when I heard it, I was like, "That's too good not to be true."
It makes sense.
Yeah,
it absolutely makes sense. It ain't got nothing to do with no tomato.
Yeah,
It don't
but then
taste-
what about the catsup thing? And then it throws it all. You know,
how do you spell it?
Yeah, catsup is spelled all goofy, so I wouldn't think. But ketchup, that makes sense.
I think mine is pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
Yeah.
A lot of alcoholics drink pickle juice.
Picklebacks.
A lot of drinkers, big heavy partiers drink pickle juice. For me, I knew this one. They'll drink it right out of the jar. It hydrates the snots out of you.
Really?
Yeah, man.
It's all vinegar, isn't it?
Yeah, salt. So salt and vinegar. There's a whole thing to the way it all goes down. But yeah, when you're you could look it up if you'd like.
My weird thing that everybody makes
I don't
fun of me
remember
for that I put on food is I like crab with barbecue sauce. I know that sounds really weird, but you know some people dip it in butter. But
Not
like
some people,
everyone dips
every
it in
human.
butter. Yeah, but for me, man, you get a nice
Barbecue sauce?
Man, I guess I had too much crab in my life where I was like, let's try some stuff. I've done the powdered barbecue, but I'll throw down some barbecue sauce on some crab.
That's not too crazy.
Right now in your life, would you if you had to, right, life or death situation, would you go to prison for life if you didn't do it for your parents? Or would you make your parents go and do life in prison even though you did it?
Okay. That's hard because Now, I love my father and I love my mother, but they're both older, and so my dad's like we're this whole
life
week,
sentence is not.
this whole week, like we're supposed to do a Christmas party at my house tomorrow, and everybody's like, should we do it? Because I don't want to risk bringing COVID to the dad and all that stuff. And I have a 98 and a 99-year-old grandma that's coming to So for me, like, I don't know, I wouldn't want my mom to miss out on anything, but man. I watched a Dateline the other day. Oh no, it wasn't Dateline. Did you see the new Matt Damon movie? What's it called?
Nobody's ever asked me, yo, you see the new Matt Damon movie?
Yeah, the new Matt Damon movie. He's a dad, and he goes over to Germany, and his daughter supposedly killed somebody, and he goes through this whole thing. But guess what? I'm not going to spoil it for you because I hate spoilers, but you should watch that show.
Why did we go there?
Because your question.
I didn't ask the question.
Oh, now I just spoiled.
Is it Stillwater?
Stillwater, that's it.
Isn't this on Hulu or something?
I don't know. I saw it on a plane
it's
from Puerto Rico. Everybody should go to Puerto Rico.
Keep on rubbing it in our face.
Dude, next time you can come. It's not like I don't have buddy passes. Say when.
Yeah.
That's a dope ass show.
You did see Stillwater?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've seen it. With his daughter, right? Isn't it the one where am I mixing that up with
You're probably
I'm mixing that up with this Stamos guy.
Yeah.
John Stamos?
John Stamos?
Not John.
How do you mix Matt Damon up with John
I'm
Stamos?
so bad at the names. The guy that talks like this, and he's the little guy in the Expendables.
Jason Statham.
Him.
Yeah.
There's one right there with him too.
Okay. Yeah, this is different.
This is
it looks like
totally
it's
different, but it's kind of the same.
But to watch Matt Damon play a Trump supporter is pretty awesome.
You never answered the question though. Would you go to what would you do with your jail thing? Right? Come on.
Man.
I say everybody reap what you sow. That's that simple for me.
But here's the thing, though. You didn't do it. So
Then I'm gonna fight. We'll just go through it.
If I didn't do it, no, I would not go to jail for my parents because my kids need a dad.
Holla.
And I'll tell you right now that
if somebody did something, they got to pay the price. And if I want to hope the system works for me, and I'll go through that shit and hope it works out.
And who knows?
Hire your mom for an attorney. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, and if either of my moms did it, you'd look at them and go, they didn't do it. So I'll tell you,
they want you to think.
if you look at
that whole family,
if you look at me and I'm sitting there, they'll be like, I think this.
They're
guy
gonna turn. They'll turn. See that family of yours in the crowd. Be like, oh, he's good. Get him.
He's a good kid.
We're gonna get fucking mugged.
But no,
these guys are huge, man.
I wouldn't want my kids to miss out on a parent, and I think my parents wouldn't want that either. Even if I could get them off, I think my mom would be like, listen, Honu, you go be a dad, and I'll go pay my time because I shouldn't have killed Carol.
You do the crime, you pay the time, baby. That's simple. You reap what you sow.
That was a commercial. Remember that? Don't do the time or don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
McGruff.
That sounded like that sounded like goddamn Mr. T right there.
Yeah.
I pity the fool that goes to Flanagan's.
Damn, I just found out
Look
that
at that fool.
Al Green's still alive.
He's a fucking gangster.
Dude.
Is there anybody even remotely as talented as that dude?
Prince.
Yeah.
Prince
Do you know what my
dead,
favorite
though.
Prince story is?
True.
What they asked
That's-
Eric Clapton what it was like to be the greatest guitar player in the world, and he said, "I don't know, go ask Prince."
Did he really?
Oh yeah, that's
Dude, they're
awesome.
both beasts.
Yeah.
Who's
those guys.
the main dude from Foo Fighters? David Grohl. He has a story about Prince, about how he was sound checking for Prince. Like they were on the same concert or something. He started sound checking for Prince, and he started playing drums, and then all of a sudden Prince started getting down, and he jammed out with Prince.
That'd be dope.
And nobody's seen it.
Do you know what my favorite?
If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's seen it, did it fall?
I have one of those stories, man. You ever seen bad lip reading? So there's one called Siegel Stop It Now, and it's from Star Wars, right? And one day I'm working with Kane Brown, and I start whistling it, and his band knows the stupid song, so we start full out playing it, dude. And so we're in the middle of Siegel Stop It Now, and Kane walks up to do sound check, and he's like, "What the fuck are you guys?
What do
doing?"
we got going here, fellas? The show must go on.
Yeah, man, that was a good time though.
I bet you that's where bands have fun, though. It's like, let's play something that we don't usually play.
Oh man, I've heard Common Kings and a bunch of reggae bands do covers of stuff that you wouldn't.
Isn't there a lot of legality stuff to that?
There are situations like
so
UB40, okay? UB40 was a band, and they're all mixed up, and they have brothers and stuff like that, but they split the band.
Yeah.
And some have the rights to some songs, some
Rights,
have
you said it.
some rights to the other songs.
So you said
So when Ali and those guys are doing shows sometimes, you'll see them do a show, and they won't give the set list out to anybody because they can legally be in trouble for the set list. Because if they're playing some of the songs they're not supposed to, they can. So that's you can.
There's loopholes.
Yes, but for me, like you used to have it where you couldn't do another person's song for so long.
Right.
But if it's me doing my version of the songs and a couple of the notes are changed and that it's now my version of this.
Okay. I guess
so
yeah,
it's ASCAP used to be such a big thing, and now it's kind of a.
I thought there was a thing there.
Now it's like Robin Thicke gets in trouble for using the wrong backdrop or something, you know.
Oh, you can't do that. It's Marvin Gaye. Yeah, it's Marvin Gaye.
What fucking backdrop did he use? I missed that.
It was the hey.
Stu Blasted. Blurred Lines.
Yeah, exactly.
That dude's a bad motherfucker.
I just found out that Nirvana's "Smell Like Teen Spirit" was More Than a Feeling.
Oh yeah.
I just found that out.
What is that? What do you mean?
More than a feeling. Dun-dun-dun-dun. This is it. They took that.
Boston is
Whatever.
More Than a Feeling. It's Boston.
Is that what
the
it
old
is?
song Boston? Yeah.
It's
How many
Vanilla Ice? Dun, 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 dun,
Who
dun,
is
dun.
it? The rapper. Is a famous
Bowie.
Was it Bowie's a badass too? Who said it once? Like there's only so many new sounds in a given amount of time that can be like. Everybody's kind of hashing up.
Everybody's
going
to sample and do like.
It's just like being a tattoo artist. I take reference all day long. I don't do that tattoo, but I'll use it. So
my version of it.
I'll use pieces of it. Yeah.
So speaking of my versions of
So
it.
how much new sound can we really create?
True.
I think Logic said.
But if you were going to recreate a movie today that you had of your childhood and you were the star of it, what movie would you pick? Like
Labyrinth.
Do you have yours?
What's Labyrinth?
The Labyrinth?
David Bowie.
Look it up right now.
Oh yeah, I know what I know what it is.
Dog. That's my shit.
Mine. Man, just one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but I'd be Sarah. Fuck that. I want to be. I just want to be Bowie.
any character. You don't have to be.
I can pick the character.
Damn, I'm gonna have to be Sarah.
I want to be Sarah, man.
How did you typecast yourself into one role you didn't want?
Mine, a Disney movie. It had to have been Blank Check. That was
Blank
my
Check.
favorite movie when I was a kid.
I see that.
Do you think you could nail it?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay. Do you know what mine would be? The Last Starfighter. You remember that show, The Last Starfighter? About a kid that plays video games, goes into space. They want him to be a starfighter. All the other starfighters get destroyed, but he says, this is not for me. He goes back home. Well, now he's the last hope, and he has to go save it. I think that, like me or Seth Rogen, could totally kill this role, where it's like you could have a dude that's just kind of like an average pothead, let's say, and he plays some Xbox at home, and somebody comes and gets him and be like, dude, you're the best Xbox player.
I remember this.
We put this game out to see if you were any good, and you became the best ever. But The Last Starfighter, I think I could kill that role.
Do you know every word?
I don't need the word. Like, that's what I'm saying.
What movie do you know every word to?
Oh, man.
Every
Anything
line.
my child's watched. Dude, I could.
Is there a
I could
movie-
be the host of Blue's Clues tomorrow, dude.
Is there a movie that no? Mine's Tombstone.
Oh, Tombstone. Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry.
And Dumb and Dumber. We all kind of got a lot of that. But Tombstone, I know it word for word. That's one of my things right there. Word for word. You got a movie like that? You can recite every single word.
Probably Get Rich or Die Trying.
Lucky
50
number
Cent.
11.
Dope ass show, bro. 50's a beast.
Yeah, but Alex Rogan, dude, I could do it.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Got nothing.
The only 2 good ones. 3 was, oh my gosh.
Are you talking the old ones or the new Ninja Turtles?
No, like TM, like the
First
original
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Original.
I just wish they stuck to the story a little. Like they kind of, I don't know, freelanced a little bit of. The ooze was different. And I don't know.
Well, that's what, because they needed to introduce, was it Razor and Snap the Turtle?
Bebop and Rocksteady.
Well, Bebop and Rocksteady came in the later. That's like the
yeah.
2014
Yeah,
ones.
no, but with Shredder and all that stuff, like how Splinter became Splinter was like he was supposed to be a mix between a human and it wasn't just the ooze, or I can't remember how it all went, but it just always sat wrong with me that the story didn't stay the same.
Yeah.
What color were all the turtles masked when they first started?
I got it.
They were all Was it yellow?
Oh, they were all the same color?
Or was it red? I think it was red, wasn't
They're
it?
all red.
That's what it was.
And
Yeah.
then
I didn't have that.
So when they first started out, they were comic book.
I could
they were
separate
all
their
red,
name.
and then they couldn't
I didn't know
always
that.
figure out who they were. And the only thing you could tell was the difference on the letter was on their belt. So they said, we've got to do a better
Yeah,
way
it's not
of
good marketing.
identifying. So then they
Yeah.
changed the color thing so everybody could tell the difference easier.
When everybody tied to one, who's your turtle? Who
Who do you think?
You're
I am?
Michelangelo.
I'm a Raphael, dude.
Are you really?
I'm totally a Raphael.
Oh, I just thought Michelangelo for show.
I think that was the feeling of
That was
the
it.
Turtles.
Identity, right? Are you really? You're Raphael?
I'm
like
I'm
that.
the anti leader sometimes, the true leader, but I'm not gonna be the leader. You know, like.
I couldn't remember Raphael's vibe.
Yeah, he was very much like fuck
And
you,
he's
Leonardo.
a rebel.
He's more the rebel. Like
Leonardo was the leader,
Yeah.
kept shit in check. Who are you? You Donnie?
I always liked. Okay, I
Everybody
always
liked Michelangelo.
I think
Yes.
you're Michelangelo.
We always liked Michelangelo.
Cowabunga, dude.
I love pizza. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and he had the cool nunchucks. Like that was it was cool. You know
They
what I mean?
all ate pizza.
But Michelangelo,
He loved it.
yeah, that was his thing. But yeah, but honestly, to be honest with you, like out of everybody, I was like Casey Jones was my
Oh
guy.
yeah, Casey Jones was badass.
Who's Casey Jones?
Oh, man, come on now. See, you're not a turtle fan.
Casey Jones was the
Have a
I know
hockey
who she
stick
is.
and a
She's
bat.
April. She's April.
There
April
you
O'Neil.
go.
Oh, she
Casey
was in
Jones.
it.
I got nothing on that Casey
He
Jones.
wore the
sorry.
mask. He looked kind of like Jason. He had the hockey stick and the baseball bat.
That's a badass metal band. Is all
him
I
and
know.
Raphael never seeing eye to eye,
Casey
but
Jones.
always kicked ass together in the comic.
It's one of the most badass straight edge bands ever.
Yeah, they hated each other, but they fought well together.
I got nothing.
Casey Jones. That's Casey Jones right there.
I don't remember Casey Jones. Oh yeah, dog. I remember Casey Jones.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy though. He's a bad guy. Wasn't he a bad fuck? He's a bad guy.
No, he's a good guy.
He was a good guy.
He was kind of like rebellish. That
don't
like he
remember,
wasn't
man.
like always whatever.
He stepped in here and there.
Voltron was great. Brave Star, his old school cartoon.
That's the dude that plays Slipknot.
That plays in Slipknot. Corey Taylor.
No, I don't know. It looks like his mask, doesn't it?
Yeah, a
Corey
little
The
bit.
Taylor.
dude from Slipknot.
Corey Taylor's a beast, man.
Isn't he country singer now?
What?
Corey
The-
Taylor
The lead singer? The second lead singer?
of Slipknot.
Yeah.
There's only been one. Ooh, trivia. We could look this up. I'm pretty sure.
Everybody knows who the real lead singer
Almost
Ghost
100%
is, right?
sure.
There was two, man, because Clown was the original,
But he's not the singer. Let's look it up.
but he was the original, right?
Yeah,
And he
it's
was
his
like,
band.
this fucking singer isn't working out. I like this dude that played before
I
us.
don't remember this. I'd love to know that. I gotta know
Man,
this.
Look at some hip hop guy knowing about Slipknot.
Let's look it up because Corey Taylor, I thought was that. That's good. That's good metal trivia, man. I'm a metal.
Hey, we could call my 12-year-old right now and he'd have the answer.
Is he a metal dude?
Oh yeah, totally, top to bottom.
Dog, I thought I was. Apparently, there's something I missed.
So
here.
should we make a phone call to Cohen on the air?
Yeah, let's do it live.
Let's do it live.
That'd be
We're
dope.
gonna do a 12-year-old check.
Oh, all you gotta do is plug this in.
Yeah, plug in the.
Oh, hold on.
There's a little doggle on it.
There should be. It should be a phone cord over there. Is it right there by your juice, Junior? All the juice. Okay, so after several lineups changes,
whoa.
Oh, okay,
We gotta test the 12-year-old right now.
We'll test the 12-year-old. You have your
This
Bluetooth
part
on?
will all be edited out. I can.
Hit that Bluetooth and listen. You're gonna look for Roadcaster,
Roadcaster.
Roadhouse.
There we go.
Patrick Swayze was definitely one of my favorites.
Okay, Roadcaster connected. Here we go.
Okay, go ahead and make that call.
All right, I got him
There
in
we
my
go.
ears.
We gotta ring it in.
Cohen,
What?
you're on the air right now on the podcast, so we got to ask you a question.
Got it.
You ready? How many lead singers have been in the band Slipknot?
Two?
2. Okay, can you name them for me?
I can only name you one.
Okay, give me one.
Corey Taylor.
Okay, Corey Taylor.
Word.
Here we're going to give you the rest
That's
of the
what
information
I
right
think
now.
he was
You
the
ready?
only one.
After several lineups changes in its early years, the band settled on 9 members for more than a decade. They name them off. Let's see.
But singers,
Gray
though.
died. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Lead singers, because they went.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of people.
Jimmy.
What's up, dude?
Joey died just recently.
He was the
Si-
singer.
The
though.
drummer.
The drummer just died recently. See, these are
They've
things
lost-
that every
they-
12-year-old
They've
should know.
lost two. I believe they lost two members that I know of.
Yeah. Joey Jordison and
See, I'm pretty sure it's Corey's.
Paul.
Corey's been the whole way through. You're a little metalhead, dog.
yeah.
Tell them your favorite bands real
Yeah,
quick.
who was
dude.
your? Let's hear your top 10 bands.
Everybody except for that one
5
band I don't
bands.
like.
Dream Theater.
Dream Theater sucks. Okay, go on.
Dream Theater, dude.
Oh, they're so horrible.
How old are you?
I'm 40 something.
12.
How old's your kid? He's 12 and he knows who Dream Theater
Yeah,
is.
dude. Oh, dude, he'll tell you about.
Okay,
what's
fire
that?
away.
Rammstein. He likes Rammstein, dude.
Rammstein.
Who's your best bands, Cohen?
Metallica. Slipknot. Lamb of God. System of a Down.
Damn, R.I.P. System of a
Dream
Down.
Theater.
All right.
Nirvana.
So you did a great job, dude. Congratulations. Thanks for being on the radio show.
Yeah, but we don't have an answer.
Do you want to have any big shout outs to
What do
anybody
you-
while we're looking up stuff? Do you want to say anything about the Alcupines that you play on this special team?
Yeah, I play for that. Both playing basketball and football team.
Yeah, no one from the team's going to be able to listen to this because Coach talks about stuff he shouldn't talk about on the show. So don't tell anybody you were on the show.
It's Big Boy Only
Yeah.
show. TVMA.
Oh wait, what was the question about?
We were trying to find out how many lead singers.
How many
have been
lead singers? And I'm
Slipknot.
2.
Two. What's the other guy's name?
just type it. Who's the other
He
lead?
was on their first record.
Is it Paul Gray?
No, that's the bass player,
Okay.
Donnie Still.
and he died.
What about Donnie Still?
Dude, I don't think that's a
Oh
thing.
yeah, he's one of them.
Okay, we're gonna go with that.
Corey
I have to
Taylor
type,
and
type in
Gaga.
a specific question. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. How many lead singers has Slipknot had?
You
Two.
just made yourself into the radio edit version of this show.
Radio edit. Yeah,
Okay,
that-
Co.
that's a tricky one. I don't believe there is 2. I think it's always been Corey. Final answer. Thank you.
Thanks, Cohen.
Yeah,
If we
Corey Taylor and someone else.
if you answered
Because
both of them
all-
right, you won $100. But since you didn't have it, you didn't win the $100.
And it's my show. We all forget this, and I run it, and there's only one lead singer for Slipknot. Sorry.
yeah.
Just
So
the way it
that's
is.
the final word now.
I've read.
Wait.
I've read all of his.
Hold
I've
on.
read all of his books. He's a beast.
Hold on. So their first record before the album Slipknot was. Da, 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 da.
You got double. Who's faster on Google?
No, I'm not looking at Google.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
he's over here looking up his vinyls.
It's one, baby. It's only
Yeah, I'm
one.
looking at my music. Hold on.
I'm certain of it.
Yeah, they don't even register your question as a question. If it was 2, they'd have the answer right there.
I'm telling you, the metal game I got, I would say, I have a fairly good grip on.
Is it only Corey Taylor?
There's
It-
only one.
I
Corey
swear there
Taylor.
was 2. And of course, Corey, the story that I remember is that Clown started Slipknot, and then the lead singer at Slipknot at the time, him and Clown got into it, and Clown found Corey, who was in an opening band. That's the way I understand it, but I'm trying to find that original Slipknot singer.
Yeah, Corey Taylor was at one of Slipknot's shows when Clown first started it with the original singer. Corey was in the crowd watching that show.
Well, thank you so much for being part of this wormhole that we
Hey.
went into.
I gotta find it.
You know what? I wonder, were they called Slipknot at the time? I wonder if that's what it is.
They rebranded.
No, I don't know if it was. Where is that record?
Is Slipknot a racist term?
Yeah, I mean they use it. A Slipknot is a slip.
They're
knot.
different knots for
Yeah,
sure.
right.
Okay, I didn't know
it's
if
an,
it was
it's
The
an
other-
actual knot.
The other
I
one's
mean,
a noose.
white people
yeah.
just decided to use it as a noose. Anders
Slipknot is-
Kolsani
Slipknot is different than a noose.
was the original lead vocalist of the heavy metal group Slipknot. He was replaced by Corey Taylor after their self-released debut album Mate. feed. Wow. So is it Anders coleslaw?
It's like, yeah, it's like their first with him album is like what was it? Something repeat. Two.
Okay, so does that guy get any royalties at all, or does he just get to hate his life for their whole life that everybody went big and famous after
He's
him?
out. He's out.
No. The guy's right. I don't know his name, but that guy's right.
That guy is right. You're the guy.
Thank you. I'm the guy. Thank you.
Okay, buddy. Thank you for being part of the show.
Yeah,
we're gonna edit out this
hear
6
about
minutes and 30 seconds.
No, that's good shit. I
was
didn't
good
know that.
stuff.
I learned something. I didn't know that. I would have $1 million bet the other way.
They fascinate me. Like, that's why I watch these documentaries.
Dude, that's
and
all I do at night. That's all I watch is shit like that. I love shit like this.
I will always watch like live performances. Like watching DMX live is incredible. Watching like Limp Bizkit was you know,
past tense.
rest in peace. He has a really good documentary on HBO Max right now. DMX.
I don't have that.
It's fucking incredible.
I'll
man.
give you my login information.
Word.
Dude, it's really sad, man.
music documentary. You live in the music world. I'm a music psychoholic. I love it all. I love it. Every genre. That's all I watch at night. It drives her crazy.
Now I know our friend Danny Bateman was on a reality show or
Yes,
kind of.
and they've been talking about doing a
the roadies.
rewatching and redoing something with it. I can't remember what, but yeah.
It's the roadies.
Is there a movie or a documentary that we could watch to really get that feeling of what you guys do?
I think that's it.
Warped Tour Roadies is probably one of the closest things to it. A lot of times you get the Cliff Notes, the pretty version. Like what we do on a lot of stuff just gets lost because
Dude, wear a GoPro. Let's rip it up.
Dude. Yeah, that probably wouldn't get work
For some.
anymore.
Oh, stop. Pause.
I wish I could get that contract.
So yeah. So who would
That'd be
anybody would you need sign off from like the promoter to do that kind of stuff?
It wouldn't just be the promoter because you'd have to have everybody be like. Where's some like I was a fisherman in Alaska, dude. We can make a trucker blush, dude. Stagehands are some crass guys. You know, there's some times where I'm like, a girl wants to work with us, and I'm like, just so you know, like, I want you to know you need to have some thick skin in here. And like, truthfully, you can't be that guy that gets offended. You can't be that guy. Like, that's why like me saying what I did today is a little taboo. But like, it can be hard. You can get hurt. But I think that's the biggest thing is I don't think anybody wants to be the guy on stage or on video saying that, you know, Ashley Purdy from Black Veil Brides doesn't play his own equipment, you know, like something like that, you know, not saying that's true.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's true. It could be completely false.
Tim Lambesis didn't hire a guy to kill his wife either.
Yeah. So that
Allegedly.
that's what I'm
He's
saying.
out of
These
prison.
things
He's
are
good to go.
not, you know, any things that I know for a fact.
Oh,
but
it's
you
real.
don't want to be the guy caught on cameras
But just setting up
letting them
stages and
manage-
shit, like that'd be dope as hell to see.
I wish
that.
we time lapsed a lot
Yeah.
more. Like the 750,
Edit it out a tape.
that
That's
one
the
when we
roadies.
built that stage, that was the biggest one we've ever had in Utah. That should have been time lapsed. That would have been really fun.
Was that story of Danny and Katy Perry, was that on the show or was that after the show? Because I don't know if I'm supposed to say it if he did.
This-
He did on
It
the
is.
show.
Oh yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
on the show.
catching him and Katy, like him picking up
Carrie
Katy,
and Katie.
Giving her back.
that would be hilarious to see on a documentary and then to see what she turned into. You know, that shit would be hilarious to capture.
That's the stuff. Those are the moments that I love, though, is when you see the rocket about to take off, you know, and that's why kind of like when I saw Carver, like I said, you know, this dude, because I see a lot of bad country artists, you know, and I see a lot of, you know, pretty decent ones, but every once in a while you see one and you go, wow. If you learn, it's like wrestling. When you learn how to work the crowd and you learn how to do, like, it's not just you're just doing what you're doing. You know that you've got them in the palm of your hand, and that's a lot of those. When you see them coming up, that's the fun stuff because they don't even know yet. You know, that's.
What do you think makes that? Him standing out, being.
Do you want?
It's a very complex answer, but what is that?
Do you want my like? I could lose a lot of people's opinions of myself right now.
Being original as it gets, being. I think
this is me sounding cheesy.
Yeah.
The Lord, like I think
Okay,
it's,
that
like,
went weird.
Yeah.
Good,
Like,
okay,
like
good.
I'm not Mr. Really, you know, religious, but I think some of these people are just given talent. Like there's,
Think so.
yeah, I think, you know, there's sometimes you just can't deny it. Like it's when you see a freak athlete, you know, there's sometimes where you're just like, this is what they were made to do. Now you can train
Steph
yourself to
Curry.
become. Yeah, you can train yourselves to do certain things. You know, you don't look at Steph Curry and go, "Wow, that's a physical specimen." He's not Blake Griffin, but at the same point, he had all the gifts and all the tools growing up to become the greatest shooter of our generation. And so that's what I think sometimes is just like you get blessed in the right house, the right income area, the right mentor, the right whatever. And so it's I'd hate to say anything less than like an act of God, like and saying God's anything in the first place. But I'm saying sometimes it's just divine intervention, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's luck.
Grinding. A lot of grinding involved too.
See, that was cheesy. I didn't mean to go with that.
It's not cheesy at all.
Not at
That's
all.
your answer. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't look for an answer. I'm not looking for a narrative. I'm looking
Yeah.
for. I asked Honu a question. I want Hanu's answer.
Yeah. So like for
I don't
me,
care
I wish
about
I
the
wish it
hype.
was-
I don't.
Well, and
fuck all that.
sometimes it is like,
That's what you believe. That's your answer. It's
but
beautiful.
that's not every time. There's sometimes where you can totally see it's the
What
money.
makes him?
It's the
let's
money.
go there. What makes him? What is that? The whole package, just everything about it.
Man,
You can just feel it.
yeah.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
I don't
Good
know,
to go.
like, yeah.
Good to go.
And there's
Love it.
sometimes it's shoved down your throat, and it's not, man. Like
I feel it.
I watched Carver Louis twice during Country Fan Fest, just grab the crowd and just pull him in. And he was the only guy I remember being on stage twice. And I think there's a reason for it, you know. And that's kid's got it.
He's a kid too. He is a young kid. We've seen him in that backyard. It was dope as hell.
I've seen him on
Now-
From Tula.
Yeah.
Now watch him blow up, and you're gonna be like, man, I seen that dude in the backyard. That's crazy. That to me, that's an insane story. Like if any one of these guests do something, I mean, there are anybody sitting in that chair is doing something dope, right? Or has a really dope story. But just to see them on that next level would be incredible. You know what I mean? Like let's see Honu and fucking Shaq grabbing Honu and going like this, to him.
ragdolling me out in front of the crowd.
We'll be like, we
going
doing
viral. He's holding me by my dreads, just rocking out.
There's one common denominator against all those people, and it's I know this kid for a fact. It's grind. It's putting in the time. It doesn't matter how gifted one may think they are. Without putting in that time, that's not gonna be a thing.
Yeah, but for every one of those dudes, there's a little yachty.
There is always a little Yachty and a little Pump.
Yeah. There's
How many more Lils we got coming?
man.
I think that should stop finally. People's it. Let's stop there. People's a gangster.
But that's what I'm saying is like for every one dude that like just oozes it or it's just given to him, there's other people that just have it because somebody else made them have it. Like,
You don't think they're putting in the time, not working it.
man, have you seen is it the Island Boys? Have you seen those two dudes?
I'm not into that.
Cause I'm an island boy.
Oh my god, dude! Macy Gray called and said those boys are
Anybody
stupid.
anybody can find a lucky little spot, but no sustainability in any of that.
man.
You
It's kind of smart though.
You got to put in the time. Period. In the craft, or it will just show.
If I'm a rapper, right, and I make it off of my talent, I'm nice, right? I'm a performer. I'm good, but then I also have a cult following now that I could have follow this other person and make me even more money.
Young Gravy and Baby No Money.
I think when people are their heart and they do them to the core of who they are, that's it. That's it. Oh,
look, I'm still
shit.
look.
Holla.
I'm still connected to my phone from Colin Cohen. So congratulations, Kate. You're the next guest on the 27th hour.
Yes. That we chimed that just right.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice.
How you doing, honey? Oh, she's not gonna answer.
Hello, you're on the podcast.
Kate. All right then.
I want to play a game.
What if she pocket dialed you?
I don't know. I think she's totally like you're not doing this to me on the
You're
air
gonna
right
hear
now.
her checking out at Smith's.
I told you I always go to it.
She hit me. She definitely hit mute just now.
That's awesome.
Merry Christmas. I love the family photos.
Okay.
Yeah, family photos are hella cool.
She's probably calling me right now because we have so much Christmas shopping still to do. And she's like, "Oh,
wrap
what?"
it
And
up.
She's
Let's
like,
keep
"Wrap it
going.
up. Get off the damn show
Let's
already."
keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for
hey,
coming on the show.
Hey, Kate. Thanks for ending the show for us, and I love you.
We love you, Kate.
All right.
Oh. Now you can.
Thank you, Kate, for
She
joining
literally
the show.
hung up before I did. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
shit. She was listening.
She was like,
She was listening.
That's awesome.
Women are slick. Is that it? We wrapping it up. We got to get you out of here.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Thanks for letting me tell my story a little bit. And once again, I'll try to do some awesome stuff so we can do a part 3 of this thing. And I hope everybody
throw out all your stuff.
Yeah.
Hold up, I got one last question.
Yes, sir.
Are we getting another High Fest next year?
I believe so. Jake's the right answer on that guy.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna do our best. Like I said, big things are in the works. We're moving in the right direction. And if anybody would like to help us do that, once again, get a hold of me. HONU HILLIER. I'm the Lost Honu on Instagram, and reach out because we need help, and we can help you make money, and you can help us change lives. There we go.
It's a circle of every good, beautiful stuff. We need one of those now and then.
Oh, you were gonna sound drop it. So if I was always the
he's gonna mix it up
that
right
would
here.
be awesome.
Remember, everybody, confusion equals possibility. Love you all.
Bye.